Family, lodge up yourself, pick up yourself. It's your host, Selah Shalom. Coming in on the ones and twos. You know what we do. Yes, family, lodge up yourself, pick up yourself. Create a gang in the building. You know how we do. Where's your family? Where's your family? Large up yourself, yeah? Big up yourself. All praises to the Creator. We made it another year in, year out. Although we don't celebrate the New Year's, but nonetheless, we made it another year. Pat yourself on the back. Creator bless. Yeah. Let's see the family chiming in. Selah, I see you. Dreadful Kaufman, we see you, my brother. Where's that big man? Elijah must see you. Global Purpose must see you. Yahweh. Where's that big man? Jamia, what up, queen? Vanita, what up, queen? Vanita, don't say that. We get it right. Where's that imam? God's already the same fakeness in the building. You know how we do. Shout out to the whole family chiming in. You know what I mean? Before we get this joint started, make sure to get your bitters. You know how we do.
It's bitter, but the results are sweet. BittersweetHerbals.com.
Run the rhythm!
Bittersweet Herbals. What it tastes is bitter, but the results are sweet. BittersweetHerbals.com.
And you done know the system and know the Jaja creation. Yeah, so we just going in and some vibes, you know what I mean? Hope everybody feeling good. No particular topic, we just going in. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat if whoever wanna come on, you know what I mean? It's a blood clot vibes. You understand? Bronze Yogi in the mother effing building. Salute to the God. Angelica, I see you. The real Messiah, my brother. Yes, I. You get there. Large up yourself from Charlotte, yes? Big up yourself. But yeah, we just vibing out, fam. You know what I mean? It's the ending of the year for those who celebrate, you know what I mean? New Year's. For us, you know, springtime. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the new year do start when it's cold. When spring comes, it's still cold out. Because from the 12th month to the first month, oh, we still in winter. You're going to go straight into spring, still cold. You know what I mean? Salute to the righteous gods and goddesses. Yeah, yo, just, vibing with the fam. Shebrew in the building. Where it says Shebrew? Where it says Shebrew? Where it says? Conquering line of Judah behind the hydrant, yeah? Conquering line of Judah. I'm working on some more presentations coming soon. Look at the vibes right now, too, also, man. Yeah, she will see ya. See the thing there. I was watching, me and some of the gods was watching saw other channel that was going in on how the killing of Martin Luther King's mother, yo. For those who don't know, Martin Luther King's mother was killed in the church by an Israelite, yo. And he, a man professing to be Hebrew Israelite, ran up in the church and did what he did. You know what I mean? You can look up, the story, do the research, but nonetheless, man. You see how far people take religion? To the point where they'll run up in the church and boom you in the church. Leave you for dead in the church based off the religion you profess. That's that God spell. These niggas still up under the gospel. These niggas was up under the gospel in the 60s. Huh? The nigga tried to kill Martin Luther King's father, but ended up killing the damn mother. I said, what type of, and that's right here in Georgia. That's right downtown Auburn Avenue where that took place on Auburn Avenue and Jackson Street. Auburn Avenue and Jackson. That's where the church at. That's where the Ebenezer Church at. You know what I mean? I pastored it today, actually. Literally. But it just goes to show you, man, you gotta be mindful. Or when you follow in these belief systems, if that shit ain't right and exact, or if that shit ain't got the right intent, man, that shit'll have you out there. You know what I mean? I gotta be careful following these gods, man. I ain't seen the true creator yet. I ain't seen true God yet. It's hard to distinguish true God from a false God in the Bible, because in one breath in the Bible, God will tell you, thou shalt not murder and kill, which is right and exact. But then in another breath, God is telling you to go slay infants. So how can we follow this God in the Bible, who's supposed to be the Most High, and in one breath, he's expressing righteousness and holiness, and then in another breath, he's conspiring to kill his own chosen people? So that's why you got to be mindful of what you follow. The tricks of Satan is real. The tricks of deception, the tricks of Satan. Satan is not a person that's existing outside of yourself. Satan is within you, Satan itself. So the tricks of Satan is the tricks of your subconscious telling yourself to outwitty whatever you're trying to do. So if I'm trying to go on a diet and I ain't trying to eat no food and just do liquids, Satan would be the voice telling me to go ahead and get that veggie burger. Go ahead and eat that goddamn bread. Go ahead and do anything that is opposing what you told yourself you was going to do. That's the voice of Satan, the adversary. The adversary is yourself. The only outside adversary there is another person that's moving in the adversary behavior. See that? So the Bible have you believing that Satan is this entity, that's this man walking around named Satan. Satan fell from heaven like lightning. So they got you believing in the Bible that Satan is this one man that's going to come, or that's going to be bound for 1,000 years. This one entity. When in the Owaspy is expressed that Satan is self, meaning each individual person has the ability to oppose Creator. Because Satan just means what? Deceiver, adversary. Huh? Who you deceiving? Who you being an adversary to? So if the Creator says, thou shalt not murder and kill, and you go against that, you're being the adversary. You're being the deceiver to who? The Creator. The Creator presides in you too. The Creator is that same little voice that's telling you to stay on the course. You got 2 more weeks before you fulfill the course. Stay on the track. That's the Creator through his guardian angels talking. But then that other voice, the same voice. It ain't like you got a voice over here and a voice, that one voice that's flowing through you, and one moment could be telling you, man, go ahead and eat that bread, man. Although you on a liquid diet, you've been doing this liquid diet for a whole month, man. You did pretty good. One little bite won't hurt. That's Satan within yourself telling you that. The Creator is saying, you've done this for a week, for a month. You got 2 more weeks to go, and then you will complete the fast. Stay on course. That's the Creator talking through you, to yourself, telling you to stay on the track. See? The Creator and the adversary sounds like yourself talking to yourself. That's why it's hard to distinguish. That's why the Owaspis say it's hard to distinguish angel voices, because they speak through you. So you won't know when the motherfucker is inspiring you or not. Unless they do some type of miracle through you. Something that you know is like, I know I wasn't behind that. You dig? So the adversary, that which we call Satan, is the little voice within yourself telling you to stray from the path of righteousness. No logic at all. That's right, Imam. That's right, Green. Y'all, if I watch me roll a spliff of 10, Cosmo Cal in the building. Peace to the righteous God. Peace to my brother Datano. My brother Datano. What him feel? Cosmo Cal would have been a nigga growing up. He would have been the type of nigga that would have been like, yo, Selah, man, that nigga just said something, man, go hit that nigga on Selah and put that battery in my back, and I would have been gonna get some dumb shit. That would have been me and Cosmo growing up and shit. There's only a few niggas could put that battery in my back and go do some shit. You know what I mean? Only a few niggas could do that. There's only a few niggas that can stop me from go doing some shit to somebody, or doing whatever the case may be on some drudging behavior shit. You feel me? See, we don't pretend over here, man. I don't pretend to be all holy and righteous, man. We have flaws. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's part of growth. If you perfect, nigga, ain't no room for perfection. There's only one who's perfect, that's Creator. Any nigga claiming to be perfect is a goddamn liar. Only perfect person is perfect is Creator. Sounds like they busting outside already. Oh, nigga, you ain't hear nothing yet, nigga. This Atlanta, baby. I got my 2 Eagles ready right there if I want to go blow a couple, but I'm going to just chill tonight. Let me save my bullets. Fuck that shit. Shoot too real to be over here waste some bullets on some Happy New Year's. Be in a minute, boy, this shit going to be gun-ho city out this motherfucker. Like, I was in the city earlier, niggas out there busting their gun already. Roll up a spliffer thing, yeah? Yes, Cosman. If I roll up a spliff, make sure I'm not damage my spliff, yes? Without struggle, there is no progress. That's right, family. Without struggle, there is no progress. Frederick Douglass, you dig? See that? Can't move forward without no struggle. Yeah. I could imagine they gonna get it in the shop. Hell yeah. I know y'all about to get it in. Shit, probably half the guns y'all got up there came from Atlanta, probably. Niggas in the boy, we supply a lot of you niggas up north with guns, boy. Believe that shit. One day I'm gonna go live on my phone and just go into the gun store and show you how easy it is to cop a gun out here, man. I'll go up in there, pay the money, give them my ID, they do what they do, come back, put my shit in the box, nigga, I'm walking out the store with my hammer. That's simple out here to get a gun, as long as you ain't got no record. If you got a record, nigga, you might as well get your shit off the streets, and it's just as easy to get your shit off the streets as too, you know what I mean? You got niggas, young niggas out here walking around with 50 round Dracos and all that type of shit out here, man. You did. So what we talking about? Any questions? Throw it in the chat. Open session. You know, we just vibing out. We staying on the next of these false gods, though. You know, I stay on the next of these gods, though. These false gods that got our people out here destroying one another. We staying on the next of them. Now, in the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 1, it states, "And the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they come out of the land of Egypt." So what's interesting here, hold up. Let's get Acts for a second. Acts 37. This is he. This is he. Who is he here? In Acts 7:38, right? This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spoke to him in Mount Sinai. This is he. He is the Lord. See? And the Lord, that's the he right here. That was in the church in the wilderness. They're in the wilderness right now. And the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness. And the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai. And he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spoke to him in Mount Sinai. In the wilderness with the angel which spoke to him in Mount Sinai. The Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of Mount Sinai. I would like to know, who is this angel that's speaking to Moses in Mount Sinai if it's not the Lord? Because we have a conflicting reality. For those who say that that God is not an angel and that the Lord is not an angel, you're going to have to explain this angel who was with Moses in Mount Sinai. There was only one person who was with Moses on Mount Sinai, in the wilderness of Sinai, and that was the Lord. It didn't say, it didn't say 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. It said the Lord. One person came down and spoke to Moses. It said, and the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month. Now, we got a date. First day. The first day, what is this? The first day of the second month. The first day, that's a new moon. That's a crescent moon. The first day is a new moon of the second month. What season is the second month? Spring. The second moon cycle is a spring moon. So this is the first night of the moon of the second moon cycle. In the second year after they came out of the land of Egypt. So this is 2 years after they left Egypt. First day, second moon cycle. So you got to get savvy with these days, because you can't sit there and say that's February 1st. You see that? So now, verse 2. Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls. Now, this is what the Lord is telling them to do. This is what the Lord is telling them to do. From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. So now, the Lord The Lord himself is telling Israel to prepare to go to war. It ain't like the Israelites is doing this shit on their own account. The Lord is encouraging them. Now, my question is this. This is 2 years after they left Egypt. When they was in the land of Egypt, the Lord was doing all type of miracles against the Egyptians. The Israelites, when they was in Egypt, did not raise one finger to go to war in the land of Egypt. Why would the Lord now all of a sudden bring you niggas out of the land of Egypt and tell you niggas to prepare to war when he could have told you niggas to prepare to war in the land of Egypt against the Egyptians? Huh? Why would he prepare you now to go to war when he could perform the same miracles to the Canaanites that he did when he was in Egypt? Question to God. This is the God spell. You see what I'm saying? You ain't quit. If I was in the land of Egypt and I came out and seen all those miracles, and then 2 years after that, the Lord is like, all right, I'm going to get y'all niggas to, y'all about to go to war in the land of Canaan. I'm going to be like, yo, hold up, Lord. You just did 10 goddamn miracles, 10 plagues to them Egyptians. You turned the water into blood. You killed off the firstborn. You brought frogs. You brought locusts. Now you're trying to tell me that I got to pick up a sword and go slay men when you could have performed those same miracles you did in Egypt to the Canaanites? Niggas ain't question that. Question the God. They ain't question shit. What they do? What they do? And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every head of the house of his father. And then it gives you the names of the heads. Ain't Simeon ain't buck back and say, yo, God, let me talk to you for a minute. Reuben ain't buck back and question God. Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, ain't none of these niggas question what just took place in Egypt for them to bear arms now. Zebulun, the sons of Joseph, Ephraim, Manasseh, Benjamin, Dan. So they got all these niggas about to get ready to go to war. These were the renowned of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel. Now, these are princes, meaning to say that if these niggas get killed, you just killed off the legacy of the king. The king sending his, how that look, the king sending his children to go to war. So if his children die off and the king ain't got no heirs, nigga, how you gonna succeed? Who gonna be heir to the throne? See that? This shit crazy. Crazy thing this, my brother. And Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their names. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years and upward by their polls. So the Lord is preparing these niggas to go to war into the land of Canaan with young men, innocent young children. You know, when your child, if you got children that's 20 years old, you know that's still, they damn near, you look at them as still as a baby. And as the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And a lot of times in these eastern countries, kids do grow fast. So by 20 years old, nigga, you moving like a grown-ass man. Some of these African tribes, by the time niggas reach 17, 18, these niggas is like men, like 40-year-old acting men type niggas. Now, the children of Reuben, Israel's oldest son, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to what? Go forth to war. See that? The God of war is getting these niggas prepared to die. Oh yeah, these niggas are gonna die in battle. Because what previous war experience do these niggas got? They just came out of Egypt. That's like putting some goddamn some weaponry in the hands of some barbers. You know, barbers are not warfare niggas, but just imagine you putting military armor in the hands of barbers who ain't used to fucking warfare. These are 20-year-old kids who left Egypt 2 years ago, so they may have been 18, 17. Now they in the wilderness, 40 years, or however long. No, this is before the 40 years, or during, but now they're getting ready to go to war. You was in Egypt, you wasn't preparing to go to war before. If you go into war, you got to prepare for war. You just don't wake up one day and decide to say, I'm going to go to war. You got to prepare for war. You got boot camps. You got ROTC. You got training, military training facilities where they train year in, year out for war. War may never come, but they still in training mode. These niggas ain't training for warfare. They being snatched up to go get slaughtered for their God. Because what is the purpose of them going to warfare? To take over a land? Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribes of Reuben, were 46,500. Of the children of Simeon, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, those that were numbered of them, according to the number of the names by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. We're dealing with the God of war. Your God is getting you to prepare to go to. This is in your Bible. This is your most low. I'm not calling this nigga the most high no more. He is the most low. Your most low God is preparing you niggas to go to war. Let me get that book of judgment held over you niggas' heads. Niggas could defeat the whole Bible with just the book of judgment alone. 32. Keep it practical on these cats. 32. Turte blood clot 2. Verse 12. Judgment is rendered against all nations and people in the world who engage in war, thus bringing these afflictions upon the angels of heaven. So your Lord God, who is getting you niggas to prepare to go to war in the book of Numbers, is basically setting you niggas up for failure. The Lord is setting you up to be affliction, to become afflicted by the angels of heaven. Because when your ass cross over in spirit, you're going to be chaotic and crazed in spirit. Your ass gets slain with that knife and that sword, screaming out in agony, crossing over in spirit and agony. That's an affliction to the angels of heaven. Now they got to deal with your crazy ass spirit and calm you down, bring you back to sound reasoning and judgment. But your God is telling you what? Go forth to war, O Israel. What's that in the movie 300? Xerxes, what did Xerxes scream from the top of the temple? War! That shit was wild. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. Look at the numbers that's preparing to go to war. Look at these great numbers that's preparing to go to war in the house of Israel, while Jaja say judgment is rendered against all people, all nations, and all people in the world who engage in war. So how do you feel, Israel, when you read something like this? What are you going to say? Oh, the white man book now? Does that sound like not as a fair judgment? Huh? Where judgment is rendered against all nations and people who engage in war, is that not a fair judgment? Both parties? I know some of you got children, right? Some of you got brothers, sons and daughters, right? And your sons and daughters may fight. What do? Both parties are wrong in your eyes. You sit them down and school them and educate them, or even spank them if need be. Although one may be right and one may be wrong, but both parties get judgment. When you in school, when you in high school and you got into a fight and you had to stand before the principal will say, I don't care who started the fight. Both of y'all suspended. See how that worked? Judgment is rendered against all nations. This is the Creator talking. God ain't talking. This Creator talking. Creator is the one who say, yo God and yo God, both of you niggas is going to suspension. The God of Israel, nigga, you go into suspension. The God of the Canaanites, you go into suspension too. Why? For engaging in warfare. You thought you was worshiping the most high, Israel. You worshiping the most low. Because if your God is encouraging you to go to warfare, you worshiping the most low. Because he could have did the same miraculous miracles he did to the Egyptians instead of have you go to war. Of the children of God, of Gad, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and up, all that were able to go forth to war. Look at all these niggas going to war. All these tribes getting ready to go to war, about 1,000. Look at Judah, the children of Judah. What they about to go do? Go forth to war. Huh? Look at that. These are all the tribes of Israel that's getting ready to go forth to war against the Canaanites. And then after they get the land from the Canaanites, they start warring among themselves. This shit ain't making no sense. What is the purpose of the promised land? When blood has been spilt on the promised land, Huh? Where that at? Blood has been spilt on the promised land. So now the promised land cannot be cleansed. The promised land cannot be cleansed because you niggas done spilt the beans. You brothers done spilt the beans, my brother. Where I say, big man? Where I say right here? So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. All right, let's stop there. Now this is the same numbers we talking about. We still in numbers. So you shall not pollute the land that ye are. You shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. So the land that they're in is the land of Canaan. But this shit don't make no sense because when we go back to Numbers in this earlier readings in chapter 1, they're going forth to war. If they're going forth to war, there is no possible way you could go to war and not shed blood. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. How can you not pollute the land when this is the same God who's telling them to prepare to go to war? But in another breath later on, he's saying, yo, don't pollute the land. How are you going to tell a nigga not to pollute the land but prepare them to go to war on the same land that's going to be polluted by the same people? You telling them not to pollute the land, but boy, this thing here is ridiculous. God's supposed to be a master of logic and common sense, and obviously he ain't moving like he got any. Because he says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. Look what it states. For blood it defiles the land. Now, if you niggas is about to go forth in war, if Judah is about to go forth in war, if Reuben and all these tribes are about to go forth in war, blood got to spill. Show me one warfare that took place and blood didn't spill. I'll wait. Show me one war in history from the dawn of creation to now where war took place and blood wasn't spilled. So why would the Lord command the children of Israel to prepare to go to war in the very land that he's telling them don't spill blood in? It ain't making no goddamn sense. For blood it defileth the land. These niggas about to go to war. Issachar, the children of Issachar, what are they about to do? Go forth to war. Huh? The children of Zebulun, what the children of Zebulun about to do? Go forth to war. You got 12 tribes going forth to war, numbering the thousands. Numbers within the thousands. Look at this. 50 and 7,000. What type of number is that? What type of people is this? How many people came out of Egypt? God damn. And this is one tribe. How do you even orchestrate an army like this on that scale? Then you got Joseph. You got Joseph in this bullshit. With Ephraim and Manasseh, they are what? Going forth to war. But they said here, for blood defiles the land. If blood defiles the land, nigga, your God shouldn't have put niggas in a position to go into war. And what the Owaspi say to put the icing on the cake in this motherfucker? What the Owaspi say? Nigga, judgment is rendered against all nations and people who engage in war, thus bringing these afflictions upon the angels of heaven. See, the Owaspi is the icing on the cake. That just put everything in perspective. But according to the Bible, you niggas got some explaining to do. Because in one breath, your Lord is telling you to go forth in war, and in warfare, blood is spilled. But then in another breath, your Lord is telling you, for blood, it defileth the land. So which one is it? Because if you go to war, you're going to defile the land. But your Lord is telling you to go to war, which is going to create the defilement of the land. And then it states what? And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. When you go to war, Israel, there's going to be blood shed therein. And the land's what? Cannot be cleansed. Manasseh going to war. All these innocent tribes going to war. Young niggas at that. 20 years and up. These young niggas. These are young niggas. Look, King Von died at age 26. They talking about 20 years on up. I think my son 20 right now. Yeah, he's 20. Or 21. One of the two. When they, when your children get past like 7 and 8, 10 and shit, you start losing count damn near. But shit, they going to fight the war. So they defiling themselves, yo. Big time. Big blood clot time. The tribe of Benjamin. According to the chart, I'm supposed to be from the tribe of Benjamin. It's supposed to be the West Indians. The Benjamins was getting busy on the house of Israel in the book of Judges chapter 20. Benjamin was giving Israel that work. Benjamin caught 18,000 bodies in one day while Israel consulted God the day previous, and they still lost. So whatever God was with Benjamin, now that's the question. That's the question. Let me pull that up. That's the goddamn question. You got to think about these things. You just can't be believing shit, man. Especially if you're a grown-ass adult. You just can't be believing shit. You got to question this shit. Where that verse at? Take the strong law. Y'all got to consider this, man. Right here. Y'all got to consider this shit, yo. Now, this is the book of Judges. This is after Israel conquered the land. But look what it said. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until evening, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, shall I go up to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, go up against them. Now, this is the question. This is the question that need to be asked. Who was with the Benjamites when they went to war? Because obviously the Lord supposed to be with the house of Israel, because the children of Israel counseled to the Lord, their God, on what to do. And God told them, the Lord told them to go up against their brother. So God cannot be with the children of Benjamin in the circumstances. Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin, they cannot be dealing with this same Lord. This same Lord will be against the tribe of Benjamin. Think about that. Unless the Lord is playing devil's advocate, unless the Lord is whispering in the house of Israel, go up against battle, and then he's coming to whisper in the children of Benjamin's ear like, yo, I told them niggas to go up against y'all, but I'm going to make them niggas lose. I'm going to let y'all get that victory. Y'all going to go ahead and get 18,000 bodies this next day. Is that what the Lord doing? Is he conspiring against both parties? Is he playing devil's advocate? Telling the children of Israel, yeah, go forth to war the next day. I got your back. And then he scoot down to the tribe of Benjamin and say, yo, I'm going to let y'all niggas get the victory again. I'm going to let y'all get 18,000 bodies this time. So the question need to be asked. If the house of Israel is with the Lord, who is with the tribe of Benjamin? It can't be the same God. And if you admit that's the same God, your God's playing devil's advocate. See that? That's why it's going to be hard to debate me, boy. Because the logic I'm going to bring it to you niggas to explain is going to be unexplainable. Because your God is a false God, and you're going to have to explain the falsity of your God. So when it states that Benjamin went forth against them, see that? If Benjamin went forth against them, and them being the house of Israel consulted the Lord, that means the Lord will have to be against the tribe of Benjamin, because the Lord is telling the house of Israel to go up against them. So that means the Lord would have to be against the house of Benjamin. Because if he wasn't against the house of Benjamin, he wouldn't tell them niggas to go against him. He'll be like, nah, nigga, chill, that's your brother. You know what I mean? That's your men's. Matter of fact, y'all niggas unite, bear arms, and go against the Canaanites. He ain't say that. Or the Hamites. He ain't say that. Or the Perizzites. He ain't say that. Or the Amorites. He ain't say none of that. And what happened? What happened? And Benjamin went forth against them out of Gibeah. You might as well against them and their goddamn God. The second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel, again, 18,000 men. All these drew the sword. So again, whoever the God of Benjamin is kicking ass, because the God of Israel, or whoever they consult, them niggas taking L's, man. They taking left and right losses. They lost 18,000 here, right here. They lost 18,000 men here in this verse. And then when you come up, look, they lost 22,000 men here. See that? The Benjamin kicking ass. And the children of the Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground the Israelites that day, 22,000. Huh? That's the day before they knocked off 18. Look what type of numbers they dealing with. And who you think the children of Israel conspired? And the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of God and said, which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. Look at this. Look at this. This is the house of Israel asking who gonna go up against Benjamin. And the Lord said, Judah. That shit don't make no sense because Judah right down there with Benjamin. Isn't it Benjamin, Levi, and Judah together? And then when we come down to the other verses, Benjamin kicking ass. If Judah went up first, then that means that 22 and 2,000 men dropped. That means Benjamin dropped 20 and 2,000 men of Judah if Judah went up first. That's what y'all got to contend with. Is God's playing devil advocate? That's the question. Is God playing devil's advocate in Judges chapter 20? That's the question. And all this blood being shed in the land where it's stated, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. Who gonna cleanse the land? It can't be cleansed. I could see if a wicked king was conspiring these things, but your God is conspiring to spill blood and pollute the land when he's telling you niggas don't pollute the land. You got to distinguish which God is talking in this book. Because he got all these niggas going forth to war in numbers. Look at the children of Eshar. They're going forth to war. All these niggas going to war. They following the God of war. But the Levites, after the charge of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony. Now, look what it states. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. And they shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels therein, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. Now, this is the tabernacle of Moloch. Because remember, there wasn't no goddamn it was the only tabernacle that was in the wilderness was the 40 years in the wilderness was the tabernacle of Moloch that they bear. Now, I don't know if these niggas had an original tabernacle to the creator for real, or these niggas then got caught slipping as soon as they came out of Egypt. Moloch got them niggas and boom, nigga, go ahead. This is the the tabernacle of Moloch type shit. So ain't no telling with that. I'll leave that up to the readers. But we could always put up Amos and just validate that we ain't making this shit up, that it's in the text. So if we say you niggas was 40 years worshiping Moloch, we're not making that up. Your prophet Amos is telling you that. We ain't telling you that. We ain't telling you that. Amos telling you that. Get mad with that nigga. You got a problem, have a problem with that nigga. All right, so look. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch. So when I see numbers, and it talks about the tabernacle, first is, hold up, fam. Let me take this call. Oh, they hung up already. All right, hold on. So the tabernacle, but those shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle. But ye have borne the tabernacle of Moloch. See that? So the Levites was bearing the tabernacle of Moloch. Give me 1 second, family. Let me answer this call. Yes, family, we're back at it like a craftmatic. Smoking weed is a habit. Oh shit, nigga about to spit some bars on these niggas. All right, let me get back to where we was at. Had to answer that phone. They starting to bust shots. I'm hearing it. I almost got them jumped. But ye have bored the tabernacle of your Moloch, and then we come to Leviticus. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and of all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle of all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp around about the tabernacle. Now the question is, this tabernacle the same tabernacle that there's referring to in Amos 5:26? Is this the tabernacle of your Moloch? Is there another verse where it talks about the tabernacle of any other god? Because the Lord is a title. That's the question. And when the tabernacle setteth forward, the Levite shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levite shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. Look at that. If a nigga just come near the shit. And the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. I thought it was thou shalt not murder and kill. You see that? First you get y'all niggas to prepare to go to war. Now he's saying, yo, if a stranger walk up on y'all niggas, don't run them niggas off. Kill them niggas. Kill him. I thought you said thou shalt not murder. Nigga, I said kill him if he's a stranger and he run up on the land. If he get close to that tabernacle, I want you to slay him. This is what your Lord's saying now. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tent, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their host. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep charge of the tabernacle of testimony. See that? See that? What it say? And the Levites shall keep charge of the tabernacle of testimony. They keep in charge. They keep in charge of goddamn Moloch. But ye bore the tabernacle of your Moloch. Is this the same tabernacle that they're talking about? And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony? Can it be? Because up here in the previous verse it states, have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness for 40 years, O Israel? O house of Israel? 40 years in the wilderness, y'all was in the wilderness. But it states you bore the tabernacles of Moloch. It states you bore the tabernacle of your Moloch. And the children of Israel did according to that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they. Now keep in mind, what we're reading is not from the time and the days of Moses. These are not Moses' writings. These are the words and writings of Ezra. See that? Ezra lived damn near 1,500 years after Moses, and when he compiled these scribes. And then according to Ezra, second Ezra, he got the revelation through mouth mumbling, just like John Newbro. Y'all want to clown John Newbro? Ezra got it the same way, but he took a drink. Ezra took a drink. Ezra took a drink and got busy. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Y'all niggas are shedding blood left and right in Judges. The book of Judges, y'all decimating each other in the book of Judges. 20 and 2,000 men dropped in this day. Benjamin whooping ass. So the Benjamin beat up the house of Israel, dropped 20 and 2,000 men. Then later on, a couple days later, he beat them up and dropped 18,000 men. This is the tribe of Benjamin dropping the tribe of Israel. And the tribe of Israel is calling on the Lord for consulting. The Lord is telling the tribe of Israel to go to war, And these are the numbers that they're met with. These are the death that they're met with. Come on now. You got to question this Lord y'all following. And like I said, is he playing devil's advocate? Because if the Lord is telling the house of Israel to go against Benjamin, who is Benjamin with? What God is Benjamin proclaiming? Because the Benjamites is not no atheists. They're not running around screaming they're not following no God. Whatever God the Benjamites are following right now is whooping ass. The Benjamite God is stronger than the God of Israel. That's logic when you put it together. Because if you admit that the Lord is the Most High, how he can be the Most High and the most powerful when he's telling a people to go to war and they losing? That's the most low. I told y'all niggas, your Most High is the most low in the Bible. He's the most low because how can you be victorious as the Most High? You tell the children of Israel to go to battle and 18,000 of them niggas drop. You the most low. Huh? You lost. You got the most numbers dropped. What's his name? And Phinehas, how you pronounce that? The son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, "Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease?" And the Lord said, "Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them in thy hand." Look at that. So you got to ask yourself, the Lord is playing Satan. Think about it. If the Lord said he's going to deliver the Benjamites up in your hand, he's playing Satan now to the Benjamites. Benjamin got to take an L now. But look at the question raised. Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? That's the question right there. Or shall I cease? Thou shalt not murder and kill. Wouldn't it make more sense for God to say, cease, nigga? Stop. I done told you niggas to go to war and you done lost goddamn 30,000 men or better. And this what we doing? This the Most High? The Most High, your God, the most low, the Lord, the most low, is playing devil's advocate. Because in one breath, he's being buddy-buddy with the children of Israel. They're letting them hammers go now. They're being buddy-buddy with the children of Israel. But then another breath, he's against the Benjamites. Because look what he states here. And the Lord said, "Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them in thy hands." That nigga playing Satan to the Benjamites now. Just imagine if the tribe of Benjamin heard the Lord saying that. Just imagine you in the next room and you hear your man talking about conspiring against you the next day. What you gonna do? You gonna take his ass out. The first opportunity you can. If you got your ratchet, you gonna bust in that door and say, "Nigga, I heard what you gonna bop, bop, bop." Go ahead and finish him before he finish you. So if Benjamin would have heard your Lord say that to the house of Israel, Benjamin would have rose up against your Lord and probably bited his ass too. Put that nigga to sleep. And the Lord said, "Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thy hand." These are false gods. You niggas is locked into a false. You niggas don't know what you worship and follow in this biblical God. You don't. You can't justify this shit right here. Ain't none of you niggas can justify this. I don't give a damn what your pedigree in the house of Israel is. How long you been studying scripture? You can't goddamn break this right here. This should say what it say. And the Lord said, "Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them." Who is them? "I will deliver the Benjamites into thy hand." Why would the Lord deliver? He talking like y'all niggas is enemies. The Lord talking like the tribe of Benjamin is a problem. He's an enemy to the house of Israel. I thought y'all niggas was brothers. What's that? What's that? Phinehas, however you pronounce that nigga name. Phinehas, the son of Elias, son of Aaron. The nigga raised the question, "Yo, shall we go to war with the Benjamites or shall we cease?" He like, "Yo, if the Lord said cease, you think them niggas wouldn't listen?" Whatever the Lord said, they're gonna listen because you the Lord. You the most supposed to be high, but you the most low for these actions. They said, "Yo, look at that. Let me show y'all something right quick. Let me show you how dirty this goddamn Lord is. To show you how y'all niggas was over here confessing to this nigga, professing to your God. Your God is you giving your God multiple choice question. Like, nigga, do we do this or do we, like, what is it? Whatever you say, we gonna do. Show you how dirty your goddamn God is. Show you time after time. He ain't have you niggas back. He let y'all niggas suffer war. I mean, death. Right here. I'm just gonna highlight the questions. Which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. And the Lord said, hold on, it's a couple of them I want to highlight. And I just want to give it to y'all back to back to show you how dirty this poor soul Babylon God, them feel like them followers the most high. You following the most low, my nigga. I'm showing and proving you following the most low God. From now on, we ain't calling your God the most high. We calling your God the most low. Because he's most low for doing these heinous acts. He's most low for having to carry on a behavior like this. Y'all niggas just ignoring it just because he's God and he's in the Bible. Y'all just accept it. Y'all puppets, man. You dealing with real men and real women over here on Creator Gang, man. We expose this shit for what it is. Because Creator is a driving force within our being, period. He ain't locked into no book. The book is to guide you to the Creator. But if the book is exposing shit like this, you got to realize that you're following a God that is not the Creator. But goddamn Satan. We can say that. This nigga Satan. We described what Satan was earlier. That which takes you off the course. What was the course? Thou shalt not murder and kill. Yo, God took you off the course of that. That's Satan. And listen, we got this one. So look, we got 3 instances. I'm going to put up the 3 instances. These are the 3 instances. First, let me hit them with that. Judgment is rendered against, book of Judgment in the OSP 32, verse 12. Judgment is rendered against all nations and people in the world who engage in war, thus bringing these afflictions upon the angels of heaven. So we claim the OSP that the Creator is solemnly against warfare. And just to reinstitute it, judgment is rendered against every nation and people in the world who carry on war, who are accessory to war, in which any man created alive by Yahuwah is slain in defense of the king or other rulers, or in defense of any country or government in the world. So again, we're reading another verse from the OSP where the Creator is against warfare. I don't care if you're a defender or offender. Now let's read another verse. And whether any war is offensive or defensive, whether it's the house of Israel or the tribe of Benjamin, it doesn't matter. My judgment is against its abaters and abettors, and against the kings and queens or other rulers who are parties to war, willingly, knowingly, or otherwise. So this would include your God, because your God is playing the abetter. He's playing the abiter. He's playing both parties with the house of Israel and the house of Benjamin. In that case, in Judges 20, he's playing both parties. That's why I said, is he playing devil's advocate? And one more, just to put the nail in the coffin, from the OSP to show that in the OSP, the Creator is totally against warfare, although he allows the warfare to be, because you have the free liberty to do what you want. So it's up to you, because the burden is going to fall back on you for doing these things. And I judge him guilty also, who is general, commander, captain, surgeon, or private, that engage in war or takes part in, aiding, abetting, or otherwise, in which any man created alive by Yahuwah is slain or caused to suffer death. So as you see, Creator is against warfare. And then it states, what? And yet, aside from angels who are in chaos, there are hundreds of millions who are in declination instead of resurrection. Such angels are those who in mortal life, see that? Those who in mortal life were what? Whipped, tortured, imprisoned, or perhaps were hung or otherwise put to death. So again, we're showing you that in the OSP, the Creator is against warfare. Judgment is against warfare. The reason why judgment is against warfare, coming back to verse 12, where it says, thus bringing these afflictions upon the angels of heaven. If your Lord God understood that the killing, the murdering from warfare is going to create afflictions upon the angels of heaven, your God wouldn't even allow it. He'd be like, nah, nigga, we ain't doing that, because if 30 niggas drop, that's 30,000 spirits that the angels of heaven got to deal with. That's chaotic souls. So now, coming back to the Bible, coming back to Judges. Let me start with 18, 23, and then 28. So these are 3 instances where the children of Israel consults God concerning the war of Benjamin. And in each answer, the Lord has an opportunity to say, you know what? Surrender your arms, cease, because I did tell you niggas thou shalt not murder and kill. But this is the answer that... Get your ass out the way, dog. But this is the answer that's going to transpire. But let me grab my drink real quick, and we're going to hit you with that answer. Give me a 1 in the chat if you get this understanding. All right, let's get back to it, family. My creative gang family. All right. So as we read in the book of Nehemiah that craves against judgment, now look what God says concerning warfare with his chosen people. Now this is his chosen people now. And now look at what the answer. This is the children of Israel consulting God concerning warfare. It says, the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of God and said, which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. See that? The Lord got to be enemies with the children of Judah for him to be talking like this. And then after they get beat up, they come back again. And they say, and the children of Israel went up and weep this time before the Lord unto even and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? This is the question. They done lost the day before. They came back to the same Lord and they asked the question again. And the Lord said, go up against them. Huh? The Lord is playing enemy to the Benjamites. The Lord didn't say, yo, surrender your arms, Israel. The Lord didn't say, I'm going to go to the house of Benjamin and tell them surrender their arms. If there's only one God, if there's only one God, God in this instance is playing God and the devil at the same time. Because he's playing righteous God to the children of Israel, but he's being a devil to the Benjamites. He's being Satan to the Benjamites. He's being an adversary to the Benjamites. Saying, shall I go up again to the battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? My brother, not my enemy, not my foe, but my brother. And the Lord said, go up against them. So what does that say about your Lord? How does your Lord feel about Benjamin? And then a third time, after they get beat up, they come a third time. Oh, you know what? Ain't there one after this one? Yep, there's one after that one. Hold up. All right, boom. Let me get that one real quickie. Yeah, man, it's looking bad for this Bible. I ain't even say for you. I can't even blame y'all. Y'all don't know better. For those who follow this, they don't know better. We all ain't know better at one time. But there comes a time when your common sense kick in and you're going to be like, man, I used to believe this bullshit. So again, we got 3 instances. The first instance, they went up. God told them niggas to send Judah first. The second instance, they went up again. Shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, go up against them. They went up against them. They got their ass whooped, and the children of Israel came up again. And they all came up and came unto the house of God and wept and sat there before the Lord and fasted that day unto evening and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. So this is the 3rd time the niggas like, yo, what's up? We calling on you, and we taking L's over here. Benjamin over here whooping our ass, and you supposed to be with us. Why are we losing like this, Lord? But instead, the fear of the children of Israel, they ain't questioning God. They weeped them. They brought burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. Now look at that. What do we say about the covenant? What covenant? What covenant? Them niggas done God broke the covenant for Israel. What covenant we talking about? But now, if you want to think about it, nigga, it's a blood covenant. Huh? Blood in, blood out. Just like them rappers who sign like Kanye sold they sold to the devil. Once you nigga, it's blood in, blood out. You signed that covenant. You created that covenant. You made that oath. You made that covenant. Y'all niggas made a covenant with a God that is satanic. Only a satanic God would move like this. Which one of you niggas will conspire your children like this? You as a father, and you telling your son, go beat your other son ass. Matter of fact, kill him. Or beat him up so bad and then come back and weep before me and give me burnt offerings and sacrifices. I'm going to tell you to go out there and fight again. Who do that? That'll be the evilest of fathers if a nigga did that. Saying, shall I go? Shall I yet again? See, look at that. Shall I yet again? Like these niggas getting tied up. Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? Now that's the golden question. Shall I cease? The Lord could have said, yeah, cease, my nigga. And that would have been it. No more bloodshed. No more bloodshed if the Lord would have said that. But what did the Lord say? Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver the Benjamites into thy hand. But all this blood being spilled, but God himself must have forgot this. He must have forgot his own words when he said this. He must have forgot. He had to forget. He had to forget. He forgot when he said this. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So the land can't be cleansed. Me, y'all niggas over here polluting the land. So shall ye not pollute the land where ye are. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. Don't pollute the land, Israel. But in this instance, saying, shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? If you would have ceased, you would have stopped. You would have at least stopped some of the pollution. The land already polluted. If you would have ceased, it would have stopped the pollution of the land from that moment forward. But instead, the Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver the tribe of Benjamin into thy hands. The Lord wants the land to be polluted. The Lord is telling you, I want you to spill blood. Spill as much of the Benjamite blood as you can, because tomorrow I'm going to deliver them in your hand. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to send them niggas into palm oil heaven. I'm going to send your brother. This is the Lord talking to the house of Israel, telling the house of Israel, I'm going to send the Benjamites to palm oil heaven tomorrow. Y'all going to finally get a victory. After losing over 30,000 losses, taking 30,000 souls into heaven, dying, I'm gonna give you your first victory. I'm gonna give you your first win. Yeah. I know you lost 30,000 in meta, but I'm gonna give you your first victory. Huh? This is the Lord talking. Just imagine if the tribe of Benjamin was over listening to what he's saying to the house of Israel. The same Most High God that both parties is supposed to be following. The hell type of God y'all following? And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day and put themselves in array against Gibeah as at other times. The children of Benjamin went out against the people and were drawn away from the city, and they began to smite of the people and kill as at other times in the These niggas got to slain the children of Israel again. After God told them niggas, I'm gonna deliver them. When they get to starting the war, them niggas get to smitten. Benjamin get to clacking at these niggas again. And they begin to smite the people. Who is the people? The children of Israel. And kill. As at other times in the highways. Look at that. So these niggas, as soon as the tribe of Benjamin see these niggas, the tribe of Benjamin get to clicking. They get to smiting. They get to killing. Of which one goes up to the house of God and the other to Gibeah in the fields, about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, they are smitten down before us, as at the first. But the children of Israel said, let us flee and draw them from the city unto the highway. So the children of Benjamin is whooping ass again. And they're like, yo, look, man, they are smitten before. They are smitten down before us. Like, nigga, we just dropped you niggas like we did before. Huh? But look at the strategy, the technology that the Lord is using in cahoots with the children of Israel and Benjamin. The Lord is playing these niggas like pawns on a chessboard. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place and put themselves in array at Baal Tamar. So now we know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with Baal Tamar. And the layers in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. Hold on, let me see something. Let me put a Strong's Concordance on that. On that. Baalia. Where that shit at? Right there. Baltimore. Look. Baltimore. That should say Baltimore. Ball got Baltimore in it. Now, Baltimore, we got to request in the city of Baltimore now, yo. That shit may be influenced by Ball, son. Baltimore. Ain't that some shit? That's crazy. You got Baltimore in the Bible. Let's see what the Strong's Concordance say. Baltimore. What is Baltimore? Lord of the Palms. A place near Gibeah. Lord. Baal equal Lord. What else to say? Baltimore. Possessor of the palm tree. Okay. Interesting. Does it have a root? Let me see if I got a root word. Oh, I got two root words. From and from where? Baal. Baal. Uh-oh. There was a ball. Man. Owner, husband, lords, rulers, gods. It's association with. All right, so we see what's going on with that location. Let me take that Strong's off. And there came again Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and the battle was sore. But they knew not that evil was near them. The evil is all in you niggas. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. Look who smote Benjamin. The Lord did. What the fuck is the Lord doing smoting Benjamin? Why ain't the Lord smiting the Canaanites? Why he ain't do that in the first place? When the Lord told the children of Israel to run up in the land of Canaan, why didn't the Lord do what he just did right here? And the Lord smote the Canaanites before Israel. That's what it should have did. And the Israelites would have walked up into the land of Canaan without going to war. The same way they walked up out of Egypt without going to war, the same way they should have walked up into the land of Canaan without going to war. And the Lord doing all the abiding. The Lord smote Benjamin. I wonder what he did. Can you imagine that? What the Lord do? Keep in mind, this is a real act. This is one man. What did the Lord do? Did he throw lightning bolts from heaven and just hit 60,000 niggas with lightning bolts and they all died? And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. And the children of Israel destroyed the Benjamites that day, 25,100 men. All these drew the sword. So they got a little victory. They got their little 25 in. But keep in mind, Israel still got about another goddamn 10,000 bodies over them. I mean, the children of Benjamin. So the Lord smote Benjamin, but I guess he, through the inspiration of the children of Israel, destroyed the Benjamites. But look at that. Watch this. These evil-ass gods. See, that's why we say the niggas worshiping false gods. And your blood clot don't know it. Your blood clot don't know it. What does it say in the Owaspi, Book of Judgment 32:17? These angels take delight in evil instead of good. Let's stop right there. These angels take delight in evil instead of good. What the fuck going on here? Which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go first. What the Owaspi say? These angels take delight in evil instead of good. What did the Bible say? Shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, go up against them. What the Owaspi say? These angels take delight in evil instead of good. What the Bible say? And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was with them in their day. And Phahias, how do you pronounce that nigga name, son of Elias, son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? Shall I go to war or shall I cease, Lord? I need to know. And the Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thy hand. What did the Owaspi say? These angels take delight in evil instead of good. See that? It's clear. I'm using one fucking verse, a goddamn fragmented verse from the Owaspi, and toppling down verse from verse out the Bible. And what did the Lord do? The Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. The Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. What did the Owaspi say? These angels take delight in evil instead of good. These angels take delight in evil instead of good. What the fuck is this God doing? Delighting in evil instead of good. Because the question was asked in the previous verse. The question was asked, or shall I cease? Surrender your arms. That's what the Lord's supposed to say. Surrender your arms, Israel. Enough blood has been shed on the land. The land is polluted by the bloodshed that I caused, says the Lord. That's the question. Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? That's an opportunity for these motherfuckers to delight in good instead of evil, but instead, these angels take delight in, in evil instead of good. So what did this nigga say, man? What did the Lord say? He ain't say cease. The nigga said, go up, nigga, get up, wake your ass up tomorrow, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to deliver them. So this is what the Lord tells them. Now, the children of Israel should be inspired hearing the Lord say this. So when they wake up the next morning, they should have a zeal to go to war. So when they wake up the next morning, this will start happening to their ass. When they woke up the next morning, this would happen. And they began to smite the people. No, let me come here. Yeah. And they began to smite the people and kill as at other times. Them niggas start losing again. After the Lord just said that, after the Lord just said all this shit up here, cease or not, and the Lord said, yo, go, I'm gonna deliver these niggas. I ain't bullshitting. Before, the first 2 times I was playing with y'all niggas, hee ha ha. But this time I'm serious. I'm gonna deliver them. So once the morning comes, these niggas start getting slain again. And they began to smite. The Benjamins began to smite the people and kill. As at other times in the highways. These niggas start taking L's again. After being reassured by the Lord. The fuck going on here? Huh? And Benjamin kind of like, yo, these niggas kind of weak. He said, what? The children of Benjamin said, yo, they are smitten down before us. As at the first time. That's like a nigga saying, man, I beat that nigga ass like I did last week. That nigga came back. I beat him up just as bad as I beat him up the first time. That's what the children of Benjamin is saying right now. They are smitten down before us as at the first. Now, the question needs to be asked, who is the God with Benjamin? Because obviously the Lord is rocking with Israel. The Lord is not rocking with Benjamin because the Lord said he's going to deliver the Benjamites in thy hand. So who is the God of the Benjamites in this instance? Because the Benjamites got to be praying to a God too. They got to be asking for prayer and protection and guidance in warfare. So what God is protecting the Benjamites? Because these niggas is getting the victory. Whatever God fucking with the Benjamites, that's the niggas I'm rolling with because they winning. They the most high. The Lord God is the most low right now because he got them taking all these L's. This nigga got y'all taking L after L after L. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. What the Owaspi say? In the past, the false gods used such angels to fulfill curses on mortals. Let me just stop right there. In the past, the false gods used such angels to fulfill curses on mortals. My nigga, these are curses on mortals. The Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. Nigga, that's a curse on Benjamin from the Lord. If he out there smoting himself. And the children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites that day 25,100 men. So 25,100 men died by the sword of the Israelites or the house of Israel. They defiled the land. This is the Lord. The Lord smote Benjamin before the land, but the Lord right here just said, so ye shall not pollute the land where ye are in. The Lord himself is polluting the land. The Lord is polluting the land. Look, the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. If the Lord smote, that means blood had to been spilled. What did Jah say? For blood it defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel, and the Lord smote with the children of Israel. 25,000 died. Huh? You know how much blood spilling that is on the ground? But here that same Lord is telling you, for blood it defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. And y'all ain't questioning this God? Who y'all really following? And look, so the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted unto the lairs in wait, which they had set beside Gibeah. See that? So the children of Israel saw that they were smitten. So if the children of Israel saw what they were smitten, look at that. If the children of Israel, the children of Benjamin, so the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten. They were losing. So who was Benjamin praying to? When Benjamin was consulting, when they was praying, who were the Benjamites praying to? Was it the same Lord that was praying? Was it the same Lord that was in defense of the house of Israel? Or was the Benjamites praying to another deity? See that? Because if you admit that he's praying to the same Lord, your God is playing devil's advocate. That's God's new name of the Bible, devil's advocate, because he's playing both sides. He playing both sides. More killing. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill look at that. These niggas is shedding blood. Benjamin just took a loss, inspired by God. God said, I'm going to deliver them into your hand. They got that little victory. And then Benjamin coming back, smiting these niggas again. Where the Lord at? Where the protection of the Lord? And when the men of Israel retired in battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill of the men of Israel, about 30 persons. For they said, surely they are smitten down before us, as in the first battle. These niggas is going to war among brother. Ain't no Canaanites here. Ain't no goddamn Hamites here. Ain't no Cushites here. Ain't no Amorites here. Ain't no Jebusites here. Ain't no Europeans here. Ain't no Chinese man here. Ain't no East Indians here. You know who's here? Israel, the 12 tribes. And within the 12 tribes of this war that's going on within the house of Israel, the Lord is consulting and conspiring against his own people. And you niggas ain't put two and two together that this nigga is not the most high, but the most low. The most low is Satan. The most low is Satan. Your God is playing the most low right now. He's playing Satan. He's playing devil's advocate. He's playing a deceiver. He's playing adversary to the children of Benjamin. But he's in favor to the house of Israel. The fuck really going on here? The hell really going on here, Israel? But when the flames began to arise up out of the city with the pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked before them and beheld the flames of the city ascending up to heaven. Now I'm starting to think that this whole 12 tribe shit is bullshit. Ain't no 12 tribes chosen. This shit is talking about like Benjamin is a whole separate people from the house of Israel. This is like two different nationalities and nations at war, where you got one God is showing favor to one party and not showing favor to another party. Which would have to show that the Benjamites would have had to have their own God. Ain't no way in fuck the Benjamites is consulting the very same God that the children of Israel is consulting. Ain't no way in hell. And if you notice, not one time did we read the tribe of Benjamin consulting God for anything. But when the flames began to arise up out of the city with the pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them and beheld the flame of the city ascending up to heaven. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. Now look at that. They just see the Bible just spilt the fucking beans on itself. Look what this verse stated. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin was amazed, for they saw the evil was come upon them. Look, put two and two together. The Benjamites are calling the children of Israel evil, because they're coming upon them. Who is backing the children of Israel? Lord. So what is the Benjamites really saying? For they saw that evil, the evil would be the men of Israel. The men of Israel are consulting God, and God is with the men of Israel. So what is they saying about their God? For they saw that evil was come upon them. Who's bringing this evil upon them? God, the Lord. Because Israel is being backed by the Lord God. So Benjamin is literally calling your God evil. To the house of Israel. For they saw that evil. Who they're referring to as evil? Israel. Who is Israel consulting? God. Who is God backing? Israel. God ain't with the Benjamites. I ain't see one verse where God is consulting with the Benjamites, telling the Benjamites, go up against the house of Israel, I got your back. I ain't hear that yet. Since we read from chapter 1 of Judges, coming on down chapter 20 of Judges, coming on down, we ain't read not one time did the Benjamites consult God or God is with the Benjamites like how he is with the house of Israel, which lets me start to think that these two parties is not even brothers, essentially. Ain't no way in hell a creator is going to allow two brothers to beef like this on this scale. That's like you watching your children fight and they gutting themselves. They taking blades, cutting their face, and you just standing there watching the blood gush. Nigga ripping out his eyeballs, and you just standing there watching it go down. Actually, you in favor of one son over the other. As a parent, how would that look? You'll be the most evilest parent if you was to consult some shit like that. So again, when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. Huh? See that? Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel unto the way of the wilderness, but the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities they destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the Benjamites round about, and chased them, and trod them down with ease over against Gibeah toward the sunrise. See that? This is crazy. And there fell of Benjamin 18,000 men. All these were men of valor. 18,000. Them niggas returned the favor because you remember Benjamin dropped 18,008 men. Now they just dropped 18,008 men. Yo, this is God. 18,000. Let's do the math on that. 18,000. That's 36,000 men altogether total. And that's just counting up the 18,000, let alone the 25,000 and the 22,000 to add on top of that. All within the house. Matter of fact, hold up. So that's 36,000 men right there. Plus, I think it was 25,100. And then plus 22,000. So the tribe of Israel and the tribe of Benjamin knocked off 83,100 men in this battle. 83,000 men. Show me one verse in the Bible where Esau knocks off 83,000 Israelites. Show me anywhere in the Bible where anybody knocks off 80,000 of anything. The children of Israel battling with the children of Benjamite brothers these niggas done killed off 83,000 in war. Now keep in mind when we was reading in Numbers, chapter 1, we was reading how these niggas was dividing up to go to war against the Canaanites. When we was reading Numbers chapter 1. When we was reading Numbers chapter 1 earlier, was not we reading how it said, and the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation of the first day of the second month, in the second year, after that which they came out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their post. So here the Lord is telling you, yo, go ahead and divide up the Israelites and get ready for them niggas to go to war against the Canaanites. So see that? It says what? Look, take ye the sum of the congregation of the children of Israel after their families, by the house of their fathers. So now we scroll down. Who we see? We see Benjamin. Where Benjamin at? We see Judah, Issachar, Zebulun. There go Benjamin right there. See that? Benjamin in the fold. Numbers chapter 1, verse 1. The Lord is all good with Benjamin here. He told the tribe of Benjamin to get, 20 years old up. Hold up, matter of fact, let's read it. This is what's going on. And of the children of Benjamin by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Now, this is commanded by the Lord. So the Benjamites is rocking with the Lord here. Those that were numbered of them were the tribes of Benjamin were 30 and 5,400. See that? Now this is what the Lord is telling Moses to do, divide the people up. So the children of Benjamin, this is the children of Benjamin. But then when we come up here to the top of the verse, it says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation. The Lord is speaking. This is the same Lord that was against the tribe of Benjamin. But here he's telling the Benjamites to divide up and get ready to go to war to the Canaanites. But by the time they get to the land and got somewhat rid of the Canaanites, they started warring against each other, and now all of a sudden the Lord is against the Benjamites. The Lord is favoring the house of Israel, going against the Benjamites. And then not only that, the Benjamites described the house of Israel as what? For they saw that evil was come upon them. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. They're describing their Lord as evil here. Huh? So what happened? What happened to the favor that Benjamin had to the Lord, and the Lord was listening to the Benjamites was listening to the Lord, and all of a sudden the Lord is against Benjamin. The Lord is trying to conspire against Benjamin, and Benjamin is whooping ass. Benjamin beating the shit out these guys, the northern tribe. So that's the question, yo. What type of God you niggas is following? Huh? Let's smoke on that one, yo. Let's run the rhythm on that one. Let's run this one. Come on. Give me a one in the chat. Give me a one in the chat if you get this understanding. This is clear. It's a blood clot vibes. Impossible to defeat the Owaspi. Now, I ain't even really going to the Owaspi. I just read like 3 or 4 verses from the Owaspi. I just described in the Bible how the Lord is suspect. You gotta question this Lord. This Lord got niggas over here. Let's make sense of this. You got a lot of spliff after some shit like that. Now you see why the fuck we smoke? Nigga, we stressed out. Once you realize your Lord God is a liar like that, and a deceiver. Bag trial. I gotta get an explosive. I gotta get one of them explosives that be like, yeah, that 12 shit. Yeah, if you look at it. When I read Numbers, when I was reading Judges chapter 20, and I'm reading how the children of Israel and the children of Benjamin is going, I'm like, yo, this shit don't sound like these niggas is brothers, yo. This shit sound like 2 different parties, 2 different families, 2 different gods. Because how can the God be with the house of Israel like that and not be with the house of Benjamin? Why wouldn't the Lord say, yo, surrender your arms and cease, stop going to war, because that's your brother down there? And if you notice in that whole chapter of Judges 20, not one time did you see the tribe of Benjamin consulting the Lord concerning warfare. But you see the house of Israel weeping and crying, offering burnt offerings, offering peace offerings. But not one time did you see the house of Benjamin. Not one time did you see the house of Benjamin offering burnt offerings. Not one time did you see the house of Benjamin offering peace offerings. Now, one time did you see the house of Benjamin consulting the Lord, weeping before the Lord. Nigga, the tribe of Benjamin is like, nigga, we rocking out. They ain't calling on shit. They ain't calling on no God. They just beating the children of Israel ass without showing a consoling or a consulting of God. Come on, yo. Come on, son. That's what we doing? These niggas is going to pine, boy. Running from the top.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
In spirit and chaos.
Headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
That's exactly where these niggas is headed if they don't get it right. Would you say, Bron Jones? Gotta smoke to digest that lies. Yeah, my nigga, you gotta smoke to that shit. I bet you niggas who ain't never smoked gonna roll up a blunt off of that one. Come on, yo, think about it. Think about it. In that scenario, what we just read in Judges 20, God is favoring the house of Israel, and he's against the tribe of Benjamin. Because God told the house of Israel that I'm going to deliver the Benjamites in your hand. That's why the Benjamites said, I see the evil coming. He's referring to the northern tribe. He's referring to the house of Israel. The house of Israel is consulting God, so that would make your God evil. Benjamin ain't rocking with the Lord in that chapter 20. He rocking with somebody else. They don't say who he rocking with, but nonetheless, he damn sure ain't rocking with that God. You dig? Yes, sister. A happy New Year's to the family, yes? It's the vibes. 43, 190 bodies. I man did the math. 43,000. Ain't counting. I'm starting to believe ain't none of these niggas Israelites. I'm gonna start calling these niggas savage-ites. These niggas ain't Israelites. These niggas ain't Jews. These niggas is savage-ites. Savage-ites. That's what these niggas is. Savage-ites. That's what these niggas is right here, family. Savage-ites. That's what them niggas is now. Them niggas ain't no Israelites. They not the chosen. They following the most low God, and the most low followers are savage-ites. So them niggas went from the most high God being Israelites to the most low God being savage-ites. Because only a savage behaves like that. What we just read. That's exactly what these niggas is headed. Pine on heaven. Pine on heaven if they don't get it right. Benjamin was against the dynasty of King Solomon from the beginning. Yeah, man, brother against brother, yo. They gotta get it right. The Solomonic dynasty. Like my man Malachi said, the Northern Kingdom, David and them boys, David's son, Solomon and them boys' sons, split the kingdom, create a whole new priesthood and shit. Yeah, this shit all fucked up. got no vibes to go on. You dig? Keep them things sacred with the faithists. Nah, it's definitely not the real New Year's, but just, out of respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and explain to every motherfucker that walk by that this ain't the New Year's. Sometimes you just say, fuck it. That's where wisdom coming at. This is wisdom. Yeah, my nigga, Happy New Year's. Really. Keep that shit moving, nigga. My faith in the Creator's not gonna allow me to feel like I can't say Happy New Year's because it's pagan. Nah, nigga, fuck that nigga, New Year's, whatever. Bye. I don't give a fuck. Keep it moving. That's not stopping your spiritual ascensions to get into Ethereum. That's not stopping you from doing good service to another. I be doing good service done to others and say Happy New Year in the process of doing good service. And what you think Jehovah's gonna judge, the good service or a nigga saying Happy New Year's? Or he said Happy New Year's, I'm gonna throw his ass and throw a lightning bulb and send his ass to Pine Oil Heaven. Judge, I'm not moving like that. Judge, I'm not moving like that. That's what Yahshua said, yo, if your sheep fall in a pit and a Sabbath, you're not gonna go do good works and pick out the sheep in the pit? Or if I sit there and say, yo, we can't do that because it's the Sabbath, me are not supposed to do no works. So good works are done, period, regardless of what day it is upon. Although them say, yo, the Sabbath is the holy day, I'm not supposed to do that, Jaja. Yahshua will say, yo, if that animal fall in that pit, nigga, go say that. Because the deed is greater than the Sabbath. The righteous works that you do is greater than the Sabbath. The Sabbath is a day of rest. Good works and great deeds is when to get you into the Etherian realms. The service done in the others is when to get you to the Etherian realms. That's it. Ain't nothing else. You can celebrate all the pagan holidays. But if you got a grade 75, nigga, when you cross over, you going to be 75 in the atmosphere, regardless of what activities you did on earth. It's levels to this shit, family. And this is where wisdom comes in at. You dig? Run the rhythm. It's a blood clot vibes. Kenneth Ware said, peace, family. Where said big man? Large of yourself, yes? Looking here vibes and going in on these false gods. Going hard on this false biblical God. Now I see why Christians don't fuck with the Old Testament. When we bring it out, it's from the Old Testament. And I see why the Christians don't really rock with the New Testament. I mean the Old Testament. They don't want no cahoots with that Old Testament God. When you start putting from the Old Testament, that's the Old Testament, and the Israelites have to go with the New Testament to prove whatever they're trying to say. But that Old Testament doctrine. Now, just imagine that. The children of Israel and the children of Benjamin are warring on that scale where that many bodies are dropping, and God is in the middle of this consulting. Now, if Satan was in the middle of this consulting that, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, yeah, that's evil as shit. Satan is doing that. The devil is doing that, according to the biblical theology. But when God is consulting in the manner that Satan should be, that's when you got to question that God. If God is carrying on behaviors and actions that will be contributed to Satan, we got to question this God. Is Satan disguised as God in your Bible and you niggas don't know? That's basically what we're trying to bring out forever. Show you that the biblical God is false. We've been saying that. We've been calling all the false gods out. We've been doing that. Niggas want to make a Thor. Niggas was like, oh, the book of Thor. The book of Thor, the book of Apollo. These are Greek gods. You know what? I'll let y'all niggas clown that shit. But that shit don't fucking compare to what we just read about your God playing devil's advocate against the house of Israel and against the tribe of Benjamin. The nigga, a Thor ain't got shit on that. And Apollo ain't got shit on that in comparison to the heinous acts, the devilish acts, the satanic acts your Lord is involved in Judges chapter 20. Ain't no comparison. Ain't no goddamn comparison. my little man eater. About to get his hair cut soon. You dig? Ain't no comparison, yo. Faith with works create a gang. You done know. Remember, to get to Etheria requires discernment. Now, keep in mind, notice that in the Awaspi it says to get to Etheria, it don't require you following no Sabbath. Ain't nothing wrong with following the Sabbath. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's like working 6 days and on the 7th day you're off. That's what that's about. You remember the Sabbath was 6 working. I mean, the way it was set up was that the weeks are set up as 6 working days. And then you rest on the 7th day. So it's like slave master telling the slave, all right, niggas, y'all gonna work for 6 days, but I'm gonna give y'all rest on that 7th day, and then come the next day, y'all back at work. So you get to work for 6 days, but on that 7th day, I'm gonna give you rest. Yeah, the Sabbath was a day of rest from work, from that plantation. Get off that plantation. Get off that pine oil heaven cotton field.
Chestnuts roasting
Pine oil heaven
on an
cotton
open
field. Get your ass off of there.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven.
And that's exactly where you niggas is headed if you don't get it right. Now, this is the book of Thor. Niggas was clowning the book of Thor. Hey, Thor is that Greek motherfucker. Ha, 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 ha. That's what niggas was saying, right? Clowning. Yeah, you can clown, nigga. I'm going to laugh with your ass, too. I'm going to be right there laughing with you clowning. But you can't get away from that goddamn Judges chapter 20. Ain't no escaping that shit. Ain't nothing worse than your God being satanic. Ain't nothing worse than that. So let's go to the book of Thor, son of Yahuwah, and scroll down. It's the Etherian God coming to holler at the true God and them boys, one of the emissaries, one of the ambassadors. So Yathiah, god of Gamito in Etheria, was appointed for this purpose, and he provided an Aritia. That's a spacecraft, basically. He provided a spaceship and took with him 1 million Etherians and proceeded to the earth and her heavens as commanded. So here is Yathiah, an Etherian angel who about to come to earth in layman terms, right? So he get here. Yathiah came to the throne of God. This is true God, because there are true gods and false gods. And Yathiah came to the throne of God in Gor, in Atmospheria. And God sent his lords an invitation to come also. And 72 of them came. God said to Yathiah, behold, the earth and these atmospheric heavens are full of false lords and false gods. See that? You remember, we already called your biblical God a false God. This is true God telling y'all, man, the atmosphere full of these false niggas. All these niggas proclaiming to be created, proclaiming to be me. Yathiah inquired, well, how many of these, how many there were? God said, more than 30,000 gods and 160,000 lords. Well, look at that. That's how many gods is proclaiming to be creator. 30,000. We worrying about 2 or 3, Baal, Dagon, Malak. This nigga said 30,000. Behold, in every great city on earth, there is a false god or a false lord. And he has a small heavenly kingdom of his own, located on the earth. and the spirits of the dead of that place are his slaves for his own exaltation. See that? That's the goddamn catcher right here. Starting from behold. Nigga, that says it all right there. This says it all. Behold, in every great city on the earth, there is a false god or a false lord, and he has a small heavenly kingdom of his own, located on the earth. Stop right there. Right there. Located on the earth. Now let's go to their Bible. Watch this. Add a little here, add a little there, precept upon precept, line here and there. Now let's go to Revelations. Was it what chapter that was? 21. What did it say? And I, John, saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So the new Jerusalem is coming down from heaven to earth, to the earth, to reside on the earth. See that? The new Jerusalem is going to be on the earth. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great high mountain and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. So this city is going to be on the earth when it comes. What did the Owaspi say? Located on earth. A small heavenly kingdom of his own, located on earth. In the book of Revelation, it's stated, and he carried me away in spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, a small heavenly kingdom descending out of heaven from God. So this heavenly kingdom is going to come out from heaven on earth. It's going to be located in Jerusalem. Like the Owaspi say, a small heavenly kingdom of his own located on earth. This small heavenly kingdom that's going to be on the strip of Jerusalem when it comes back, it's not going to be on the whole earth. It's not going to encompass the whole earth. They've given you a description of it here. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gates was one pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. So this new Jerusalem that's coming down is a small heavenly kingdom. It's not that big. Huh? And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. See that? This is a small little heavenly kingdom in the corner somewhere. They're false gods and false lords with these heavenly kingdoms located on the earth. And the spirits of the dead of that place are his slaves. So when this new Jerusalem come down, nigga, you're going to be slaves to this God for what? His own exaltation. Because what you're going to be doing when the kingdom comes, you're going to be sitting around God screaming, holy, holy, holy all day. That's what y'all going to be doing. Y'all going to be doing the holy dance. The holy, holy, holy all day dance. The holy, 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 holy all day dance. That's what y'all going to be doing, yo. Coming back to the Owaspi. Book of Thorson of Jehovah, chapter 1, verse 12. And many of these heavenly kingdoms are wars and anarchy, hells, where the angels torment one another endlessly. Nor will these false gods and false lords and their subjects admit that there are higher heavens than their own. See, in the Bible, you got you believing that this new Jerusalem is coming out of heaven from God down to the earth to rest on the earth, being a locality on the earth, while the Owaspi is letting you know that there are higher heavens than their own. And if you notice, hell is anarchy. It's not a spooky place. Hell is anarchy. What is anarchy? A state of disorder. See that? That's what hell is, a state of disorder. You ain't gonna be burning somewhere in the fernery fires. OWASP is giving you real logic. This is real. A state of disorder is real. State of disorder. So anarchy is hell. And look what verse 13 says. It's the catcher. The spirits of the newly dead. Now remember, we just read in the Bible that damn near 18,000 men dropped on one side and 18,000 men dropped on another side. So 18,000 men dropped on the tribe of Benjamin, and then 18,000 men dropped on the tribe of the house of Israel. And look what it states. The spirits of the newly dead are captured and kept in ignorance of Jehovah and his vast creation, and are made to bow down in adoration and worship to the false Lord and false gods. See that? You're going to be captured after death. But in this instance, being that y'all in warfare, y'all not going to see these conditions yet. These conditions is more like for believers who just crossed over and died, and they're made to bow down in adoration and worship to the false Lord and false God. See, that condition right here, this spiritual condition, is for your regular churchgoers. But the spiritual condition of those who die in warfare, prior to that, this is how these niggas pushing out. This is how they giving it up. And mortals who shall be slain in war shall be born in spirit into chaos on the battlefield, and enter the spirit world in chaos. They shall not know that they are dead as to earth life, but shall still keep fighting right and left. This is the spiritual ascension for all those niggas in Judges chapter 20 that we just read earlier. 18,000 who died on one side and 18,000 who died on another side, being 36,000 bodies total. So this is 36,000 Israelites from the tribe of Israel, from the tribe of Benjamin. And these are their spiritual conditions. And the mortals slain in war shall be born in spirit into chaos on the battlefield, and entering the spirit world in chaos. They shall not know that they are dead as to earth life, but shall still keep fighting right and left. This is the spiritual condition of those in Judges chapter 20. While this is the spiritual condition of your normal everyday churchgoer who don't engage in war, who just lived it out. The spirits of the newly dead are captured and kept. So they're captured and kept in ignorances too, but they're not going the war route. They're made to just bow down and worship in adoration. So again, the spirits of the newly dead are captured and kept in ignorance of Jehovah and his vast creation, and made to bow down in adoration and worship to the false Lord or false God. So this is what's going on here. Let me narrow this even down. This is what's going on. And made to bow down in adoration and worship to the false God. So while the everyday typical churchgoer is going to cross over in spirit whom they live their life out, that's how they're going to enter the spirit world. They're going to be made to bow down in adoration to the God who they thought was the creator on earth. So Christians, they're going to be looking for Jesus when they cross over in heaven, or cross over in spirit. When they cross over, there's going to be somebody that right over there that's going to be looking just like Jesus. And you not knowing better, you're going to what? Bow down in adoration and worship them, because you don't know better. This is what you've been taught on earth. You've been taught you're going to see Jesus when you get to heaven. You've been taught you're going to see God when you get to heaven. So it's counterparts that's going to be waiting for you to get to heaven to play the role. And then you're going to be what? You're going to be what? Made to bow down in adoration and worship a false God. And this is going to make you what? What fits them at the time of their death to fall as slaves into the dominion of whom they worship. So you're going to be a slave. So by you bowing down and worshiping these false gods, you already showed your submission as a slave. Wow, and this is just the typical Joe who crossed over who never went to warfare, or who just a typical church goer, just lived their regular life and they just died off. That's their spiritual condition. Not no warfare, they ain't casting no hells, but they're just going to be made to bow down to their false god and become a slave, unknowingly that they're a slave. Just like Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed more slaves, but they didn't know that they were slaves. You're going to be a slave to these false gods and don't know it right off the bat because you're still being duped. And then in the Owaspy, if you go to warfare in defense of your God and you die in warfare, this is your spiritual condition. And mortals shall be slain in war, and mortals slain in war shall be born in spirit in the chaos on the battlefield. See that? So spiritually, you're going to be in chaos on the battlefield before being delivered, and before being delivered to be restored. See that? So the shit run deep, fam. Who you gonna be? A slave to these false gods, or you gonna return back to the Creator? The wars in heaven have inspired mortals to war on earth, so that all around the world, unending battles are going on. See that? Look what it states. It said the wars in heaven inspired the wars on earth. What did the children of Israel get ready to prepare to do? What they getting ready to prepare to do? Chapter Numbers chapter 1. What he preparing to do? What the children of Israel preparing to do in Numbers chapter 1? Let's see what he preparing to do. What he preparing to do? Go forth to war. Look at that. Your God, in Numbers chapter 1, verse 3, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war. So they're going to get your ass to get ready to go to war. And where is this inspiration of war coming from? The wars in heaven have inspired mortals to war on earth. What did the Bible say? What did the Bible say? For 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go to war. Who is telling them this? Who is telling them this? The Lord is telling them this. What did the Owaspy say? The wars in heaven. Where is the Lord? In heaven. The wars in heaven inspired mortals to war on earth. Where is the Lord presiding? In heaven. What is the Lord inspiring mortals to do? Go forth in war. See that? We ain't making this shit up. Owaspy is revealing and decoding your Bible to show you that the wars in heaven, which inspired by your Lord God, is inspiring the wars on earth, inspired by your Lord God. The Bible don't got the wars in heaven, but the Owaspy do. The Bible got the wars on earth. That's all. The Bible got the wars on earth, but it ain't got the wars in heaven that the Owaspy got. Owaspy got both sides. The wars in heaven have inspired mortals to war on earth, so that all around the world, unending battles are going on. And look what it states here. This is a precept to what I just read earlier. And those who are slain on earthly battlefields are born into spirit and chaos, not knowing they are dead, as to the earth. And so they linger on the battlefield, still battling imaginary foes. These niggas is in chaos. And that's a precept to what we just read to the book of Jehovah. And mortals slain in war shall be born in spirit into chaos on the battlefield, and entering the spirit world in chaos. They shall not know that they are dead. Look at that. This shit's saying the same thing. Look, but they shall not know they are dead. Nigga, it's a thin line between life and the life after death. You think it's some far off place when you die. This shit said they shall not know that they are dead. How the fuck you don't know that you're dead? You know why you don't know? Because you're going to be alive. You think death means that you just sleep and you just dissipate into a cloud of dust and evaporate. No, nigga. Your ass is going to be just as alive you are right now, if not more alive. They shall not know that they are dead. What did it say over here as a precept? What did it say? What did it say right here? Not knowing they are dead, as to earth life. What did Yawaspi say? They shall not know that they are dead as to earth life. Look at that. I ain't gonna lie, when I first read that shit, man, I was blown. I was like, damn. So you trying to tell me you got people out here that don't know that they dead? Because we've been taught, we've been given a concept of death, but until it really happened, then you'll know. But being that this Owaspi is about life after death, and the revelation of these things, the labor of the spirits of the dead, it's letting you know. They shall not know that they are dead as to earth life. So all those soldiers go into war, when they die in warfare, guess what? Them niggas still think they alive. Which they not. They are alive, but they still think they alive in a physical body. They shall not know that they are dead as to earth life. Not knowing they are dead as to earth life. And so they linger on the battlefield, still battling imaginary foes. That's the book of Thorsten of Jehovah, chapter 1, verse 15. And this is the book of Jehovah, chapter 8, verse 6. They shall not know that they are dead as to earth life, but shall still keep fighting right and left. Look at that. Look at those spiritual conditions hanging over your head. And what the Owaspi say? In the past, the false gods used such angels to fulfill curses on mortals. See that? And what numbers got you niggas about to do? From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. So your God, your Lord, is bringing the wars of heaven down to the earth, getting Israelites to get ready to go to war, not knowing that these spiritual conditions like this, they shall not know that they are dead as to earth life, but shall still keep fighting right and left. When these Israelites die at that young age, this is their spiritual condition. This is their spiritual condition, not knowing that they are dead as to earth life. So they linger on the battlefield, still battling imaginary foes. This is the spiritual condition of warfare. But your God got you involved. And then look, all over the earth, these battles are covered with spirits and chaos. With the spirits of the drunks, the drugs, the yaks, the ground people who know nothing more than the beasts of the field. So what we're showing you is how deep these false gods going to have you locked in these spiritual conditions of hell upon all heavens. Return therefore, O Yathiah, to your Orion chief, Thor, son of Jehovah, and say to him, the God of the earth is powerless to rescue her angels and mortals from the great darkness upon them, and beseech him in Jehovah's name to come and deliver me and my kingdom. See that? God is asking for help. Like, yo, tell the creator, yo, send out some of these Ethereum ambassadors, bro. We need help down here. I got too many drudges. Ain't none of these niggas want to listen no more. I'm doing everything I can in my power to maintain my kingdom. But this was going on. Great darkness has come upon us. Yathiah inquired about the races of men on earth and asked to the times of their termination. God said, in 12,400 years, the iron race, the mound builders, will come to an end. And at that time, the Gans will have triumphed over all the lands and waters of the earth. So, give a little prophecy. But yes, family, you know what I mean? Y'all got to be mindful following these false gods, yo, these biblical gods. We trying to rescue y'all from these hells, yo. We trying to really rescue y'all niggas from these hells. Because your biblical God got you going to war. And judges, he got niggas got them. Matter of fact, who they got to, what judges? Hold on, let me see something. Because if Judges 20 was that bad, god damn, what 21 about? I'll probably go into this another time, but god damn. I know it's a story to that, but god damn, boy, these niggas is wildin'. The nigga said the people people came to the house of God and abide there till evening before God, and lifted up their voices and weep sore. And the Lord said, O Lord, and said, O Lord, God of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Israel? They asked him, Lord, this nigga, your Lord just tell y'all niggas to go to war. Y'all should already know. And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, who is there among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him that came not up to the Lord. So what's that? Mizpah, saying he shall surely be put to death. See all this put to death shit. He shall surely be put to death. It's ain't nothing but killing and bloodshed going on. And the children of Israel repented them from Benjamin their brother, and said, there is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. So these niggas were praying. After all that killings, 36,000 niggas dying, now they want to be friends again. Well, we ain't gonna get into all that, man. This shit is ridiculous, yo. This shit is wild. All this shit the children of Israel was doing to themselves without a goddamn Esau. Can you imagine if Esau was conspiring and playing devil's advocate? I could be like, yeah, Esau is an evil ass nigga. But yo, God doing it, yo. That's what y'all gotta remember, yo. God is the one consulting these things. That's why we gotta question the gods. We gotta question all things, yo. Run the rhythm. What happens to an atheist after death, which God receives them? See, technically, the atheist falls in the same category as a person who believes in God. The belief system is irrelevant. It is the service done unto others that counts. So an atheist who don't believe in God, but goes out there and help others and do good works unto others, is still within the kingdom of true God. Because keep in mind, in the kingdom of true God, it's just like school. So when we go to school, we don't worship the teacher. The teacher would be considered God. So the atheist is not going to worship the teacher. But you have some teachers that are pretending to be God, like in the Bible, but are men. So a lot of atheists, they reject the biblical theological narrative of the concept of God. A lot of them may believe in the Creator, even if they don't believe in the Creator. The spiritual progression is the service done unto others. Just like in school. If you in school and you in class, you're going to have other nationalities in class. You're going to have other religious. Nigga going to be from India. Nigga going to be from China. This is your classmates. But the overall objective in class is to pass the subject, regardless of your nationality, regardless of your belief system. Nigga, you could be in class with an atheist in school. And y'all could have discussions in class about not believing in God in school. But you still going to go and graduate. You and the atheist. You and the atheist is going to be standing on graduation day, throwing a cap in the sky, regardless of your belief. Because the spiritual progression is the service unto others. Is graduating. It's like school. You're moving up, regardless of the spiritual belief. You dig? So that's what I'm ahead, family. Spiritual progression rules all. At the end of the day, yeah. That's right. What you see, you cannot unsee. You can pretend not to see. Just like niggas who be hearing this truth come out on this channel, they know this shit is undeniable. It's undefeated as far as exposing what we be exposing and showing them the difference between the gods, the righteous gods, and differentiating that from the creators that show creators ever present in the manner of creation. Ain't no denying that. Ain't no book coming up against that. Ain't no 6-day creations coming up against that. Right. So check this, right? It says most people go to the first heaven close to the earth. Let me answer that. Book of Fragapati, chapter 6, verse 20. After this, Fragapati descended to the next plateau, the first grade of plateau above the earth, called Aowasu, signifying land and sky world, meant for the first spirit life after mortal death. See that? Let me highlight that real quick. meant for the first spirit life after mortal death. See, this shit is already mapped out. Niggas is over there scratching their head, wondering if there's life after death. You got niggas over there scratching their head talking about something, when you die, that's it. There's nothing else after this. And the Owaspi is letting you know, nigga, it's a full fucking existence after you shed this corporeal body for those who still on those low vibrational levels. Meant for the first spirit life after mortal death. So when you cross over in spirit, when you first cross over, it's a place. It's the first grade of plateau above the earth. First grade. See that? Like I said, this shit is graded. You in school. When you cross over, nigga, you're going to be in the first grade. And then from there, you progress, just like school. As above, so below. And this shit is called Ayawasu, signifying land and sky world, meant for the first spirit life after mortal death. Ayawasu has its foundation on the earth, and it is undiluted, with mountains and valleys like the earth, having seas over the corporeal seas. So now you get it. You know, when they talk about, oh, there's water in the heavens, the water divided. This is what it's talking about. It says, having seas over the corporeal seas. See that? This is the seas. These are the waters. Look at all these waters. These are the seas and the oceans. What did the Owaspi say? Having seas over the corporeal seas. So you have heavenly seas, heavenly oceans, just like we have on the earth. This shit gonna blow you niggas' minds when y'all cross over in spirit and realize the similarity of these things. Look what it states. And the outer surface of Ayawasu is from 20 to 100 miles above the earth's surface. See that? You have all that expanse to deal with in this region. And in the manner of all spirit worlds, it is inhabited within and without. But the first resurrection were within it and on the earth's surface. So the first resurrection is when you basically crossed over in spirit and you still on the surface. You still lingering on the surface level. You still lingering there. And notice what it states. But the first resurrection were within and on the surface. Within and on the earth's surface. And the second resurrection mostly on the plateaus of upper surface. So the second resurrection starts in the atmosphere. Like literally starting the atmosphere. Although all atmospheric plateaus are also made from the second and third resurrection. Right there is giving you a description of the first spirit life after death called Ayawasu, and it is in semblance to the earth, having seas over the corporeal seas, having land and sky and mountains. You dig? It's a blood clot vibes. It's a blood clot vibes. the vibes. It's the vibes. Them a lick off. Them start a lick off shot outside, yes? Big shot a lick off. Them a big shot a lick off. Well, you have to be more specific with the question, but any action and behavior that man God does in the Bible, in the OASP, you're responsible for your own deeds and actions. So you condemn yourself if you do anything that opposes Creator. If you set up yourself as a heavenly king, set up yourself a heavenly kingdom and proclaim yourself to be the Most High God, you condemning yourself doing that. If Creator say go this way and you going that way, you condemning yourself. So self-conviction is held highly in the OASP because you're responsible for everything you do. You're responsible for the people you lead. You dig? You're responsible for the people you lead. Say what's up, Muffy? So the OASP, you know what I mean? Ain't no God sitting there condemning you. When God judge you, he's going to show you your self-conviction, and you're going to have to go back. And all the people you misled, you got to go deal with them. So if say you the nigga like Tukey Williams who started the Crips, all those people who fall under Crips is under his watch. So when he go to God, God ain't going to condemn him for starting Crips. God going to say, all them people you misled, now you got to go educate them and teach them the right way. And everybody who ever claimed Clip, from the time he started till today, he's responsible for all them people. You dig? I know Tequiva was going to say something. There go Muffy. Muffy and Lucky. It's a blood clot vibes. Yes, family, you don't know the order. You don't know Jehovah Order Creator Gang in the building. Fireworks, what do you mean fireworks? Fireworks are joke take no brother. Gunshots is on a fireworks. I mean, all I gotta do is just crack that door open and you'll hear the bang 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 going crazy. I was thinking about letting off a couple of things too, but just for cool out, you know? For just cool out, you know? I'm one crip, he didn't have to worry more. Yo, y'all ready? You stupid. Hell nah. So he probably got like, you know what I mean? Shit. 75, 80 million he got to probably bear on his shoulders and shit. That's crazy. That's wild. You crazy. You crazy for that one. Oh, what? Cosmo Cal, you crippin' nigga? Let me find out. Let me find out. Y'all niggas got them out here getting it in. Selah, what's the necklace you got? This, what they call the Star of David. Some people call it the, in India, it's supposed to be a symbol of heaven and earth conjoining. Depending on which culture you're getting it from, it has different meanings. But I just like it, it's a dope ass star. The GDs rock it, you know, Gangsta Disciples, they use this star. Israelites use it. They say it's the Star of David and all that. But I just like the shit because it's dope, but I don't get caught up in none of these superstitions. Oh, this is the Star of Moloch, some would say. But the Star of Moloch is not a 6-point star, it's actually a 5-point star. It's a Masonic star. It's the 5-point star, actually. Let me show you. You know, I like to show and prove. Niggas think, oh, let me show you the Star of Moloch. It's the Masonic star. It's a blood clot vibes. We do got up there too, though. This would be considered the Star of Moloch. Moloch. It's the 5-point star, really and truly. The Masonic. But you dig? Go from beat to beat. But it's all about perspectives. Perspective. As above, so below. That's right. As above, so below. Bron Jovi. Here the game in the building. Let's see here. That's right. It is. You're right, yo. Symbol of when two triangles is conjoined. It was a trick by the magicians used to do to show the power of spirit. Interlock two triangles. That's right. That's a lot of people to redeem. Yeah, man, it's going down, yo. This shit is real out here. That's why we work so hard to try to free the minds of the people for these false gods. That's why we bang on the religion. You know what I mean? That's why it's called Battle of the Holy Books, because we're trying to battle. We're bringing the battle of the false gods to the table. You niggas need delivering. You feel me? Niggas out here need delivering. Look at IUIC. Look how many soldiers Nathaniel. Look at the burden Nathaniel got. We trying to get. Hopefully, some of them brothers will start getting into the Sawaspi and realize the danger that they are in. These dudes in danger, man. These are brothers You know what I mean? We got love for our brothers, but these niggas is in danger with this doctrine that they following. See these brothers? They locked in. They knee deep. They gonna have some serious redeeming. Look at the empresses. Look at the queens. They locked in too. Pond oil heaven for them. If they don't wake up, all these niggas is rooting for the same biblical God I just read in Judges 20, who put the house of Israel up against that. This what's going on. You know me, nigga. I put shit in perspective. I put things in perspective. Right. This is IUI. It's the brothers, the beloved Israelite brothers, right? You know what I mean? They a little off, but we got, our brothers is a little lost, but nonetheless, these are brothers. And these are brothers too. Nonetheless, they're a little off, but they are brothers, right? So now, let's put this shit in perspective. You know me, I like to make this shit make sense. Hold up. All right, let me do it like this. So this is IURC, and this is the other cats, ISUPK. So now let's make this make sense. Let me go back and revisit Judges real quick. See? We're gonna make this shit make sense. Oh, wee. Chestnuts roasting. All right, now check it. Now we're going to say that the children of Israel are ISUPK, and the children of Benjamin is these cats. The children of Israel is IURC, and the children of Benjamin is ISUPK. So these are the Benjamites, and these are the house of Israel. Brothers now, they come from the same stock. These are brothers, right? So when we go to Judges quick fast, and the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of God and said, which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? So now these are the children of Israel. This is IURC and Nathaniel and them consulting God, saying, which one of us shall go up first to do what? Battle against the children of Benjamin, to do battle against the ISUPK. See that? This is what's going on. This is in the land. This is in the Holy Land, the Promised Land. Brother against brother. The tribe of Nathaniel versus the tribe of General Yohanan. And look what the Lord said. The Lord said, Judah shall go up first. All right. So that takes place. Boom, bam. They get the warring. And look, the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men. So 22,000 men died. So that means General Yohanan and the ISUPK killed 22,000 men of Nathaniel of IURC. That's I'm putting this shit in perspective to show you how silly this shit really sounds and to show you how diabolic this shit really is. So this was going on. But look what happened. Let's go to verse 23. And the children of Israel, which is Nathaniel and his crew, they went up and wept before the Lord unto evening and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, man, shall I go up again? Now, hey, go them niggas, man, shall we go up again, Lord? Come on, man, we just took an ass whooping. What you doing? They're like, yo, shall we go up against the battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? So it's them niggas. Yo, Lord, that's them standing before the Lord. Yo, Lord, come on, man. We just lost 22,000 men or whatever. Now we consulting with you. Shall we go up against to fight against General Nathaniel and them boys again? And the Lord says this. The Lord said, go up against them. So they're like, damn, all right, we got to go fight these niggas right over here again. They over here victory. Look, they got the victory dance going. Look at some in the back with the victory stand. Look at them niggas shouting. They won. They just won victory. Look at this nigga right here. He happy. Yeah, we just won the war. We just slaughtered 22,000 men of our brothers, the house of Israel. And what happened? The second day they come out. Look, the Benjamites, General Yohanan and his boys, went forth against them. Who's them? Nathaniel and their boys, the house of Israel. And what happened? Out of Gibeah, the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel, being Nathaniel and them boys. How much did they destroy? 18,000 men, all drew the sword. So General Yohanan killed 18,000 of Nathaniel's soldiers. But keep in mind, they all come from the same family tree. Ain't no Esau here. Huh? You see any Edomites over here? Huh? You see any Edomites over here? I'm just saying. I don't see no Edomites over here. And I don't see no Edomites over here. But what I do see is the Lord conspiring the killing of brother. And look what the children of Israel do. And the children of Israel, being Nathaniel and them boys, and all the people went up and came unto the house of God and weep. Them niggas crying, looking at them, come on, dog. How you gonna let us do me? How you gonna do me like that, dog? Look at this nigga right here. It look like he weeping. Huh? And what happened? And they weep and sat before the Lord and fastened that day until evening and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So they doing all this. Yo, come on, Lord. We're going to give you some lambs, goats. We're going to chop off whatever. We're going to chop off 30,000 goat heads if you need us to right now to prove our devotion to you, Lord. Huh? These niggas ain't even questioning the God. They just going along, not knowing that they worshiping a goddamn false God, but they just going along with it. They losing against Benjamin. Benjamin over here kicking ass. Them niggas doing a victory dance right here. The victory dance right here they doing right now. Right? They winning. So what did the Lord do? What did the Lord do? The children of Israel, meaning Nathaniel and them boys, inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. And Phinehas, how do we pronounce that? Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, so now, shall I yet go up to battle against the children of Benjamin? So that's these niggas talking. Again, they're going up against the children of Benjamin. The Benjamites over here doing the victory dance. They up. They up. So he says, shall I yet go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? So that's the question that Nathaniel now is asking the Lord. We over here taking an ass whooping, Lord. We've been consulting you. We done gave you 30, 40,000 goat heads, and you still ain't came through for us. So what we gonna do, Lord? Shall we just cease? And the Lord's, and while they consulting, the Benjamites over here doing the victory dance. They happy. The Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thy hand. So the Lord is telling Nathaniel, go up tomorrow and I'm going to deliver the Benjamites. I'm going to turn against the Benjamites. They over here doing a victory dance. I'm going to teach them niggas a lesson of pride, and I'm going to give y'all niggas the victory this time. So Nathaniel's like, okay, cool. I'm content with that. I'm going to go ahead and give you 30 more goat heads as a peace offering. So that's what's going on. And then the children, they went up against the children of Israel again. And what happened? What happened when they went up? It said what? It said the children of Benjamin, so that'll be General Yohanan and his boys, went out against the people being Nathaniel and his boys, and were drawn away from the city, and they began to smite. They began to smite of the people and kill as other times in the highway. So what did they do? Let me highlight that. Began to smite of the people and kill as at other times in the highway. So General Yohanan and his boys started to smite and kill Nathaniel and his boys by the highway. That's what's going on. The children of Benjamin said, so General Yohanan and his boys is like, they are smitten down before us as at the first. So they're like, yo, son, we done slaughtered these niggas like the first time. Look at him. Let's do the victory dance. Woo, woo, Them niggas doing the victory dance because they beating the hell out of these goddamn Israelites. They beating up the northern tribe. And all the men of Israel. So this is the men of Israel, General Nathaniel. Them niggas taking them L's, boy. They taking that. Them purple boys getting that ass whooping right now. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their places and put themselves in array at Baltimore. And their layers in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men of all Israel. And the battle was sore, but they knew not evil was near at hand. See that? Benjamin told me they knew that. They told about them niggas was evil. See that? And there came 10,000 chosen men of Israel, and their battle was sore, but they knew not evil was at hand. Look, and the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. So the Lord smote General Johannes and his crew before Israel, before Nathaniel. Huh? And what happened? What? The children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites that day 25,100 men. So this time, Nathaniel and his boys got the victory. They slaughtered 25,000 men of of General Yohanan and his boys. Now, I'm reading it like this to show you the context of what's going on. I'm showing you that these are brothers going to war amongst each other, and the Lord is conspiring the war. He's playing devil's advocate. He's telling these brothers to kill off these brothers, when these brothers even asked the question, shall we cease? And the Lord instead of saying, cease, surrender your arms, he said, no, go up to war against these niggas in the morning. And when they went up to war against these niggas in the morning, damn near 25,000, 22,000 of these niggas dropped. See that? So I wanted to read that in context to show how ridiculous following such a God is. Why would you follow a God that got brothers killing brother on that scale? Look at those numbers. We ain't talking about 20, 30, 10. We're talking about in the thousand. Huh? Give me a one in the chat if you're getting that understanding right there. Give me that one if you get that. I made that plain for a child to see right there. Vibing out, yes? You know how we do. We on the 1 and 2, select the vibes. Select the vibes, you know how we do. We continue to let the rhythms of play. 1 second, family. Black vibes. It's a blood clot vibes. Yes, family, you know vibing out on this New Year's night. Just keeping it kosher. We all know the New Year's in the spring and the fall. I mean, in the spring and the fall. In the springtime, but technically, it's spring. You dig? Vibes. Yes, family, you done those history. So we keep the vibes going. Selah Shalom, brother man. I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut, yo. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit. I've been studying this a while for a long time, and I'm studying the Bible even longer. I've been studying the Owaski over a decade, and the Bible even longer. I'm invested time in this shit, you know what I'm saying? So I speak with wisdom and discernment at this point, more than I speak with knowledge. What I just gave you, I displayed wisdom. You know what I mean? Showing you an example using ISU, IPK, however you say it, General Yohana and them boys. And then I showed you Nathaniel and them boys. You know what I mean? And showed you and read verses to show you how it'll play out in real time. And you know you niggas ain't gonna go for that in real time. You know damn well you ain't gonna go consult a God and his ass telling you to go kill off another tribe of your brothers and you go do it in this day and time. But back then you niggas were so ignorant and dumbed down to knowledge. You know what I mean? Y'all were just believing the gods instead of questioning the blood-clad gods. You were supposed to question them. They just believe in them. You're supposed to question them. You don't know. But neither way it says sister. It's real sister. We just vibing out, yes? Vibing out. You know what I mean? Going in. We're going to forever be going in on these false gods, exposing these false gods, showing you the foolishness of these false gods so you can return back to the Creator. That option is open. You ain't got to believe in the Owaski to return to the Creator. You know what I'm saying? You can follow the Creator without following any goddamn book. Because the practicality of Creator worship is simple. The Creator don't require no blood sacrifices. The Creator will use wisdom in a situation, in a circumstance, to make a people or a person understand, do something of that nature. The wisdom of the Creator is superior always. It's the blood clot vibes. Yes, family. That's why these niggas is running from the debates when it comes to chapter and verses dealing with the God concept. Because if you fuck up a nigga God, it's over. His whole foundation is shaking. You take a nigga God away, shit, he may go crazy. But we not just taking niggas' gods away. We replacing your God with the Creator. And the Creator ways is way more simpler than your God. Your God had you niggas cutting off goat heads to serve him. The whole Leviticus ain't nothing but the burnt offerings and sacrifices and, you know what I mean, cutting up goats and all that type of shit. Taking the organs, taking the feet. Come on, yo. Creator say, yo, to worship me requires no blood sacrifice. The worship of the Creator is to serve others in righteousness. Love thyself as thy neighbor, right? To acknowledge the Creator above all, and to love thyself. Love thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Those are the two greatest commandments. All laws fall under these two laws. So what does that tell you right there? Nigga, if you follow those two laws, you ain't got to worry about a whole heap of other laws. Because the first two laws carry the burden of everything else. If you love yourself, you ain't going to hate your brother. If you hate your brother, you hate yourself. If you hate your brother, you hate yourself. Huh? If you hate yourself, you hate your brother. If you love yourself, you're going to show love to your brother. Feel me? Right now, black on black crime is at an all goddamn high once again. Shit's sad, yo. This was chilling. Robbing out, rolling up a spliffer thing, yes? That's crazy. A whole pick for $199, that's crazy. You know that shit got all type of goddamn poison going through that if they selling that for that cheap. Yes, family, we just vibing out. We just vibing, let the music ride louder. Let's bring up the sounds. We vibing. That's that Ethereum light, that Ethereum wave right there. It's a blood clot vibe, same vibes of God. Select the Selah Shalom. You know how we do. That's my new DJ name, Select the Selah. That shit got a little ring to it. Select the Selah Shalom on the ones and twos. Y'all watch that. Roll up on tape, yes? Yes, give thanks to my sister, yes? Man, I got enough beats in the archive. I'm gonna pull out some more, start playing them too and shit. You get so familiar and used to one, it'd be hard to adjust to a new one, but we got plenty for play, yes? You hear Nas spin on that shit. Nas and that Coochie rap come behind that nigga and just murder that shit, yeah? Maybe a little Busta Rhymes, maybe. Yes, family, you know how we do. We just vibes. But if I feel the next spliff, you know what I mean? You know how we do. Talk we ting, talk we ting. So that's the question now. The question need to be asked, yo. We just read the diabolical nature of God in Judges chapter 20. My thing is this, well, if God is doing all these things so deceptive and cunning and unruly behavior, who the fuck is Satan? Why do niggas have a problem with Satan if God is moving in such behavior? What we would consider satanic and evil is what God is doing in the book. That shit is deep, yo. A nigga was locked in at one time believing that shit. You You see what I'm saying? The evil that men do, the evil that the gods do. Because these niggas, boy, I tell you, them gods ain't no joke, yo. There go them hammers ripping. Owaspi Bible, Book of Wars Against Jehovah, chapter 53, verse 1. Jehovah said, I created man blank as to good and evil, and I give him liberty, and I gave liberty also to the spirits of the dead. But these spirits set themselves up as gods, Elohims, and to glorify themselves use mortals in their own way. For they found that mortals could be turned to good or evil, to war or to peace, to virtue or to lust, according to the inspiration of the angel watching over them. Now, when we just read in the Bible, in Judges, right here, about the children of Israel destroying the Benjamin, all this warfare going on, and God is in the midst of this. Right? God is in the midst of all this battle. And the children went up and wept before the Lord unto evening and asked. No, let me go to this one where he said cease. That killed it right there. Right here, this one. Look. Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? Or shall I cease? Or shall I cease? That's a two-way thing. Or shall I cease? Let's see. For they found that mortals could be turned to good or evil. Now, this was an opportunity to turn mortals from evil to good. Because the Lord could have told that nigga to cease and stop the war and started doing good. But the Lord said, tomorrow I will deliver you, continuing in the evil. Because what? These spirits set themselves up as gods. So this God in the Bible, who you thinking is the Lord and the Creator, is a spirit of the dead leading you niggas on. You don't even know it. For they found that mortals could be turned to good or evil, to war or peace, to virtue or lust, according to the inspiration of the angels watching over them. Is God an angel? Well, I went through that already. So let's see here. Get this one right here. First book of God, chapter 10, verse 11. Hey, honey. All right, for come home. As God is captain of heaven and earth to all righteous souls, so was there a Satan who was captain over evil spirits. Now, for your God to be consulting, the killing of his brother, that nigga's an evil spirit. Your God is an evil spirit for doing that. Even Benjamin described them being evil, coming towards them. Where that verse at? I want to talk about the evil. Careful out there, they letting them shots out. But they shall not. See, look. But they knew not that evil was near them. Who do you think they talking about this evil is about? The goddamn God and the opposition. So again, coming back to the Owaspi, Book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 5 through 7. in which sermon all resurrection is of God, who is Jehovah's Son. But to distinguish that which is of God, I named all who did not desire resurrection in heaven, but love the earth more, Satan. See that? He's distinguishing. See that? It says right here, but to distinguish from that which is of God. Y'all niggas ain't doing no distinguishing here when we reading Judges. Y'all just believe in this God instead of distinguishing like, all right, this God doing all this shit, but are we distinguishing if this nigga from the creator or not? Because he got us out here slaying niggas. And he did tell us thou shalt not murder and kill, but he's encouraging the killing now. So with that, like the OSP states, you got to what? But to distinguish from which is of God, I named all who did not desire resurrection, but love the earth more, Satan. See that? Love the earth more. Yo, God is loving the earth because he's indulging in bloodshed. You know, this nigga's over here indulging in evil practice. He's loving the evil of the earth. And what does it say? And whoever love evil and practice it, I name Satan. And whoever combine as angels or as mortals to make anarchy, I named evil workers in hell. So y'all niggas is creating anarchy by going to war, decimating the Benjamites decimating the Israelites, creating evil workers of hell. What's that?
Champagne.
Look what I got. Open the blood clot thing up there.
What?
Open that.
Right here.
No, the other one. The other way. Where the herbs at?
What earth going?
That's mine.
What you doing? What
Don't touch my ish. You don't know about that. Big man thing that to know.
Excuse me.
Big man drink that. 1 Corinthians chapter 21 verse 1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. What is Satan doing provoking David? And then there's a precept to that, 2 Samuel 24:1. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And he moved David against him to say, go number Israel and Judah. Uh-oh. We got the Lord playing Satan. We got the Lord behaving as Satan over here in Judges. They go the Lord playing Satan. The Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. And the children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites that day 25,000 men. So they playing devil's advocate. The Lord is involved in the devil's advocate. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number them. And the Lord was angered. What the Lord doing angry? Creator don't get angry. Creator don't get angry. But your Lord being the spirit of the dead, a one-time man can get angry. 1 Samuel 16, 14, 16, 23. 14 through 16. But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. An evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. And Saul's servant said unto him, behold, now an evil spirit from God troubles me. Troubles thee. See that? These niggas got evil spirits from God attacking these niggas. Evil spirits. What does it say right here? Let me find that verse. Benjamin called them niggas evil. Yeah, this shit bugged out, yo. Watch this, my brother. What's this stuff? Just asked to cease the war. I should have. Wait. This shit. Wow, yo. Look at this. Right here. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. The men were amazed that the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. They're calling the house of Israel evil. They're calling the God of Israel evil that's coming upon them. Because if Israel is opposing them, that means God is opposing them. Because God sent Israel to come upon them. And Benjamin is describing them niggas as, for they saw that evil was come upon them. Diawaspi say? Diawaspi say? An evil spirit from the Lord troubled them. What did he say? An evil spirit from God troubled thee. What's up with this evil? The men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled them. And Saul's servant said unto them, behold, now an evil spirit from God troubled thee. Let our Lord now command thy servant which are before thee to seek out a man who is cunning, player, and harp, and it shall come to pass when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. And it came to pass when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hands, so Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. So these niggas over here dicing around with the evil spirits, whatever. Owaski Bible God Book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. As God and heaven are of the resurrection, so are Satan, hell, and the devil of the declination. Verse 7. All men on earth and all the spirits of the dead belong to one or the other, resurrection or declination. Book of Judgment, chapter 3, verse 24 to 26. Verse 24. Nor have I provided resurrection in this world, or in my heavens above, except by good works done unto others. And this is serving Jehovah the All-Pure, and not because of any worship or confession done before any of the idols on earth or in heaven. See that? So you can confess Jesus all you want, you can confess God all you want, Allah all you want. It's not about the confessions. That's how you get to the Creator. But what? Good works done to others. And this is the serving Jehovah the All-Person. See that? So if you want to serve the Creator, do good works unto others. That's a light burden. That's resurrection. Good works done to others. That's it. Look how light that is. When you go outside every day, you do a little bit of here, a little bit of there, good works for others, good attitude, good behavior. You see that? That's what Creator's saying. Good works done unto others. That's it. Let's stay here. But whatever good works have resulted in affiliation in lifting up the people out of misery and crime, the same is adjured as worshiping the great spirit Jehovah. So when the Awaspi, it's letting us know clearly what is the worship and service of Jehovah. The worship and service of Jehovah is the service done unto others. Huh? Book of Esther, chapter 30, verse 17. Consider then what you can do that will raise you in spirit, for this is resurrection. First, to purify yourself. Second, to do all the good you can. And third, to affiliate. Without these, there can be no resurrection. So there can be no resurrection if you're not affiliating in the brotherhood and doing service to others. These are the foundational principles of spiritual ascension. This is how you raise in the grades. This is how you pass from first grade to second grade to third grade, and you move up in the grades. This is how you do it. Notice, ain't none of this mentioned nothing about a Sabbath. It ain't mentioned nothing about no holy days. It ain't meant nothing about no Passovers. The service under the Creator ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Look at this. That's why I'm showing you the truth, getting to the nitty gritty, skipping past all the bullshit. Book of Judgment, chapter 16, verse 43. For in this lies the key of all resurrection, which is to what? Labor for others, to induce them to assimilate to Jehovah with one another. See that? This said, look, for in this lies the key of all resurrection. And notice, the labor for others, the good work. It ain't say shit about a Sabbath. It ain't say, for in this, following the Sabbath lies the key of all resurrection. It ain't say that. It ain't say following Passover lies the key of all resurrection. It ain't say that. It ain't say following the feast of unleavened bread is the way of all resurrection. It ain't say that. It ain't say go chop off some goat heads to go burn as a burnt sacrifice, to give your God a burnt sacrifice and a burnt offering. It ain't say to do that. It said, for in this lies the key of all resurrection, which is to labor for others. See that? That's the key for all resurrection. Labor for others. What did we say up here earlier? What did we say up here? Good works done to others. And this is serving Jehovah the All-Person. See that? It ain't say following the Sabbath is following and is serving Jehovah the All-Person. It didn't say following Passover is serving Jehovah the All-Person. It said good works done to others, and this is the serving Jehovah the All-Person. Scoot back down. Scoot back down. For in this lies the key of resurrection, of all resurrection. For in this lies the key of all resurrection, which is to labor for others, to induce them to assimilate to Jehovah and with one another. See that? See that? The Creator, it's simple and plain. We make it complex and complicated. By purifying your flesh, by purifying your thoughts, by practice of good works done to others with all your wisdom, love, and strength. Let us stay. For through these only is there any resurrection for you, either in this world or the next. See that? This shit is being specific. Ain't no wiggle room right here. Ain't no tipping through the tulips. It's telling you cut and dry what's the service of the Creator. You don't listen to this and still want to think that the Sabbath has some reverence, some type of reverence to your spiritual growth. You look at this and still think of keeping up Passover is going to get you closer to the Creator. Or following the 3 feasts of Israel throughout the year is going to get you closer to the. You could be following all those things and be furthest from the Creator because you're not doing these basic principles that the Creator is laying out right here. The basic principles of following the Creator is what? Purifying your flesh, purifying your thoughts, the practice of good works done unto others. For through these only, see that? That only is a motherfucker right there. Only. Hold on. Oh, goddamn, there we go. Only. That one word says a lot. For through these only is there any resurrection for you, either in this world or in the next. See that? Only. That's a powerful statement. So what the Owaspi is letting you know, don't get too caught up out there with the bullshit. Remember, the foundational principles of your spiritual ascensions are these basic things. So regardless of how complex and how far gone we want to get, don't forget this, because we can become super analytical, super intelligent, super scientifical, and then forget to do the service done unto others. So now we have gotten profound speech. We can speak intellectually, and now our spiritual grade is low because we ain't done nothing for nobody in the last month or two because we've been too busy trying to be analytical. So when you step out your house, every opportunity you got to do good works, do it, because that's the service of the Creator. That's what counts. You feel me? Whatever, and it could be anything. Whatever you do in renderance, giving your soul out, pouring out to others to receive. Service to the Creator. And the book of Judgment 6:9 is going to seal it. To serve others is to do good to others, to help them, to teach them, to give them joy and comfort. This is the service of Jehovah. See that? Notice that out of all these precepts and verses I read, every last one of them that's dealing with the service of Jehovah ain't saying nothing about following a Sabbath, although ain't nothing wrong with following a Sabbath. But don't think that following a Sabbath is going to get you to your spiritual ascension, because all this is the service done in Jehovah. This is how you get to Etheria, because don't forget, you have a mission. Etheria is the mission. Let's get to Etheria real quick. Jehovah lets you know right off the back in the book. Right off the back in chapter 2 of the book of Jehovah, he lets you know what's going on. He ain't let you get too far in the book to let you know where you're supposed to be headed. Book of Jehovah, chapter 2, verse 2, what it states? Jehovah said, I created the earth and fashioned it and placed it in the firmament, and by my presence brought man forth the living being. I gave him a corporeal body so that he may learn corporeal things. And what? And I made death so that what? He could rise in the firmament and inherit my Etherian worlds. So don't forget that the mission is to rise in the firmament and inherit my Etherian worlds. And the way you inherit these Etherian worlds is what? To serve others, is to do good unto others, to help them, to teach them, to give them joy and comfort. This is the service done unto Jehovah. This is how you grade it. This is how you spiritually ascend. See that? It's a big difference in understanding this compared to what we just read with the biblical God over there indulging in death and diabolical goddamn craziness. While we reading over here, good works done unto others is how you rise. So if the tribes of Benjamin knew this, if the tribes of Israel knew this, that this practice is the only way to ascend, they wouldn't have been warring in the first place. Nor would they have been following a God telling them to war, because they would have had these principal things in their heart to know that, nah, if anything goes against these principal things, I can't rock with you. So if a God coming to you talking about go kill your brother, you should neglect that God and say, fall the fuck back, because I've been commanded not to kill, like Abraham said. Prove to me that you God, because I have been commanded not to kill. See that? Yes, family, run the rhythm. Yes, family, we just popping out. Give me another one in the chat if you get this understanding. You know how we do. Family, we've been on for 3 hours and 31 minutes. It's been a great vibe. You know how we do. Create a gang. You know we're gonna talk in the chat. You know how we do. We're gonna go ahead and sign out. Burn a split the thing. Y'all be safe tonight. You know how it is out here during New Year's night. It get hectic. You know what I mean? But with that, your boy Selah Shalom is out of here. Peace to the righteous gods and goddesses. Yo.